Good people, we're back again. 12th man's back in the house. The Arsenal roundabout is back. We've got a different panel. It's an elite panel. We've got DJB in the house. Kenny Ken's here with me. We've got D from Famzone TV. Christian back in the house. We've got Stricto Igal's on his way as well. Big up to everybody that's locked in. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and you're following every single one of these guys. You can see their social media and YouTube channels are all there. So make sure you are subscribing to them. They're all great Arsenal content creators in their own right, and they do their own content. So please make sure that you're showing them all some love. Make sure you're also showing love to OK Jerseys, as you can see on the screen, and you are downloading and applying Match Bingo to every single one of your games that you're watching. There's a lot of people winning money out there, so make sure you're one of them. Match Bingo is where it's at. We are going to talk Arsenal. We are going to talk about the fans that are going over the top in relation to how we're playing football. We're going to talk about rival fans crying their eyes out over the fact that Arsenal may win the league. And we're going to talk about the media, because it seems that there are certain individuals that are looking a little bit nervy when it comes to Arsenal potentially winning trophies. They just don't want to hear it, it seems. It's boring, apparently, according to Jeff Stelling. Jamie O'Hara cried his eyes out. Jamie Carragher trying to work out whether he's a Liverpool fan or not with what he's been saying lately. I'm all confused, so he certainly must be as well. And yeah, we're going to get into it, people. I'm going to start with Christian tonight because we haven't heard from him a couple of weeks. He's been off doing other bits and pieces. You're smashing it, mate. It's great to see you doing your own thing. And on Sky Sports News, bantering everybody. It's great to see you face, mate. So big up to you for doing your thing. And
Appreciate it, bro.
I got to be honest with you, bruv. There's a lot of talk on Arsenal, and there's a lot of rival fans crying about how we're playing football. They don't want to know about how we're playing football. It's not being good enough to win the league. And right now, when rival fans talk, it means we're doing something right. Now, I know the football's not amazingly entertaining at times, but I've always said, Christian, if it's George Graham football, I'll take it if it wins me a trophy. I don't give a damn if it's 1-0 every single game. If we're lifting the trophy and we're winning, it's cool. If we're playing this way and we're not winning games like we were last season and we were drawing games and losing, I can understand why people are frustrated. But I've got to be honest with you, bro. I don't really want to hear from rival fans like Chelsea cried about how we're playing football when they've been scoring more set-piece goals than us. Tottenham Hotspur playing set-piece FC at the weekend. Seems to be okay when everyone else does it, but when Arsenal do it, there's an issue. And look, I'm not normally on this boat of media hate us, rival fans crying. I'm normally like, shut up and just get on with it. But actually, it's been quite funny the last couple of weeks, seeing some of the rivals crying about us winning football games. So what's your take on this, man? Is it a little bit over the top from the media and from rival fans, or is this just because we're good at the moment?
I think it's always over the top when it comes to Arsenal. You know, when we were in the mud, when we were at the banter club, it was over the top. You know, we weren't actually as in the mud or the banter club as some other clubs have been recently. We weren't finishing 15th and 17th. You know, we were 8th, still picking up some FA Cups. We weren't good. But do you know what I mean? But if you looked from the outside at what has happened in recent years, you would think we were near the relegation zone, not winning anything. Don't get me wrong, we weren't good at all. We were a poor team at times with some terrible players. But it's always over the top. And it's crazy that now we're actually winning. We're actually doing well. Or we're winning games. We haven't won anything yet. We'll get to that as well. I expected it, to be honest. And I find it quite funny. You know, it doesn't actually affect me. It doesn't get me down. All I care about is Arsenal winning. You know, I care about enjoying watching our team. I care about the players that we have, the manager that we have. I care about where we are in the table, what we're doing in cup competitions. And at the end of the day, I care about what's going to happen in May. You know, if we're all talk and we're all top of the table, because we have been here before and we have bottled it before and thrown it away before. But whatever happens in May will ultimately, that will be what I care about. What people are saying now, what, you know, pundits are saying and fans, whatever. You know, bring it on, man. You know, the narrative always changes when it comes to Arsenal. You know, you can always rage bait our fans. That's why they do it. You know, it gets clicks. And it doesn't surprise me at all. You know, I love what I saw yesterday. I don't know if you saw the hand of Arsenal on Twitter, but he basically called out everyone, mainly Liverpool fans, for the set piece criticism. He went back and found all these posts and articles from Liverpool fans, I think Jamie Carragher on Monday Night Football, wherever it was, some other Liverpool journalists saying how important set pieces were for the game, how you can win a title with set pieces, how it's needed in the game. And then there's literally an article from this month from the exact same journalist saying Arsenal are ruining the league with set pieces. Like, the narrative always changes when it comes to Arsenal. And at the end of the day, rival fans are just desperate for us not to win. Like, we haven't won a major trophy in 21 years. Us winning will hurt more for rival fans than any other team winning. You know, we've all seen Manchester City win in recent years. Manchester United, all right, they haven't won a major in a while, but they won the Europa League. They won an FA Cup and a Carabao in the last couple of years. Chelsea, you know, have won the Champions League in the last 5 years. Liverpool have won the league twice. We're the only team. Even Tottenham last year won it, you know. And Tottenham are a smaller club as well that no one really cares. Apart from us, it hurts us. But I don't think any of the other big teams really care about Tottenham winning. I think they actually quite want Tottenham to win. Whereas us, we sit in that middle category where the teams below us really look up at us and don't want us to win. And even the two teams above us in terms of size, Liverpool and United, look down and think they're the ones that are closest to us. They want to keep us down. So I think because we are that middle club that everyone looks at and spews hate towards, it means so much more. So now that we're finally getting there and people are looking at us as, you know, people believe now we're going to go on and win the league. You know, 9 games ago at the start of the season, I sat on this podcast and I said, I think we are the favourites. I think we'll go and win it. People laughed. People said, nah, Liverpool are going to do it. I said, I think we'll go and win it. I think we have the best squad. I think we have the most togetherness. I think the football we play, we haven't changed too much about our starting 11. I think we'll go and do it. And I think we're seeing that. So, look, the noise doesn't surprise me, but we just have to go and win. This all means nothing, and the noise will be so much louder and so much worse if we actually don't go and do it. So whatever's going on, just try and ignore it and just go and lift a major trophy at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Is it's nice saying that Arsenal look great right now and that it's going to be a horrendous time for us all if Arsenal win. It's so insufferable for their fan base. But actually, if we don't, it's going to be worse for us, man. I totally agree with you. Stricto, what do you make of all this talk on Arsenal right now, man? Set piece FC, rival fans crying, media saying that it's boring, like watching paint dry, according to Jeff Stelling. Is this just noise at the moment? Like, do you make anything of it, bruv?
Yeah, I think everything Christian said, to be honest with you. When it's us, it's always negative. It's always they're not good enough. It's not. Whenever we do something, it's the worst thing. And as Christian pointed out, hand of Arsenal yesterday literally put a fire under them Liverpool fans who not so long ago were even, if I even remember correctly, Liverpool fans were even saying how we was copying their set pieces of their corners and how we do the formation before we get in the box. They were saying we was copying them, you know. So all of a sudden now we become way so successful with it. We found a way to win with it. You remember, set pieces. If you know Arsenal are so good at it, stop giving them away. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never in my life seen a table made up of how it would look if set pieces if set pieces weren't involved. Bro, I'm lost for words, bro. Like, since when did the actual league table become secondary to a table which consists of not set piece goals? That just shows you the hate. Yeah, the hate. Because this didn't come about when Liverpool were banging in set pieces. This never came about when Chelsea was banging in set pieces. But the moment Arsenal are top of the tree, they want to divert to the table that we're not topping, which is ridiculous. And ironically, this is the same thing they blame Arsenal fans for doing. You know, this is the kind of stuff that Arsenal top of the table for creating the most chances. Like, when we throw at them things, people say, here they are, throwing up insignificant stats, insignificant tables. And they're doing the same and they're getting hard. And it's all over the media. It's not even just like BBC, it's Sky Sports, it's TNT. It's literally every major outlet. And I'm telling you, bro, I am loving it. I am loving it. Long may it continue. In fact, Arsenal being 17th in that table annoys me. I want to be 20th in that table. Yeah, I want to be the worst in that table because it means more tears, more joy. Because nothing pleases me more than seeing my team. Me and D talk all the time. I tell D, I hate the fact we're not scoring more set piece goals. I hate the fact we're not scoring more set piece goals. I want it to get under their skin. I want it to get under their skin. So yeah, man, let long may it continue. But all I can say is we see it and they seen it. And like Christian said, until May comes and we're still top of that table, I'm not getting gassed. I'm taking it one game at a time. But also, I need to also remember those who were talking shit before that as well. So I'll make that very clear. I know the table matters in May, but all those who spoke shit before May will also get it as well. I'm gonna leave it at that. Go to someone else. I'll come back on that.
Safe. We'll come back on that point, bro. D, let me come to you, bro, because Arsenal right now are looking good, and it is a little bit set piece FC. One thing I will say that was a little bit hypocritical from some people, though, right, is I'm seeing in the media and in the fan base that Arsenal looks so good midweek against Atletico Madrid. And then all of a sudden it's back to being scruffy, being like, yeah, lucky, it's only set piece FC, let's calm down. I'm kind of like, which one is it? 4 days apart, we looked unstoppable, and now and everyone's Arsenal was scary and all these faces from everyone. And the next minute, well, it's only a set piece goal. That's not sustainable. I don't know that we're kind of rattling a lot of people right now, bro.
But I see it in a way that you can't be successful without people being upset. That doesn't exist. No team that's been successful has had anyone that is happy about it. It's never happened in the history of sport. Like anyone that's at the top or is looking like they're becoming a good team or a good player, major player in any sport, is going to get hated from aspects of the fan base or some fan base. That's just how it goes. So that's a good thing that's happening, because when Man City were dominating, it's too boring. They just control every game. It's boring. When it was Chelsea with their 50-point season, that was too defensive. When it was Arsenal, it was too attacking. When it was, that's just how it goes. So the fact that this is normal, this is natural to us. I know we want to throw it in people's faces and stuff like that. Oh, you said this, you said that. Yeah, that's cool. We're going to do that as part of football, but this is the norm for a team that's winning games and looking quite good. This is what we should expect. And we should be happy about that, because it means that we're doing something right. For how many times have we had people talking about us and we're losing games? For years, we've had people talking about us and we're losing games. That's not the case now. Now you're talking about us and we're winning games. That's exactly what we want. We want you to talk about. The only thing we've got to do is make sure we stay focused and make them talk more. We need them to talk more, because if they talk more, it means we're doing something right. Every time we play Atletico Madrid and we beat them 4-0, talk more. Every time we're playing. Don't forget, we play Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are one of the best teams in the Premier League right now, period. We beat them 1-0. Talk more. That's what we need. We need them to talk more. It means we're doing something right. I'm not worried about any of the talking. The only thing I'm worried about is that we stay focused and let's not get too carried away, because it's 9 games. And we got to remember, it was 2 3 game weeks ago, we were behind Liverpool. And it was Arsenal was so defensive. We got no attacking play, and Marino was in the 10. This is only 3 or 4 game weeks ago. So we've got to really stay focused and just focus on each individual game and just get by game and take it like that. Because right now we've got an opportunity in this next few game weeks. We've got Burnley, Sunderland, and Spurs. In that time, Chelsea have got Tottenham, Man United have got Tottenham, Man City have got Bournemouth. We've got an opportunity here to play 2 teams. We've had our hard fixtures already, so we've got an opportunity here to potentially extend our lead. Now, I've been saying for the last, what I want to do what Liverpool did last year, where we build a lead and get so far ahead that it's, even if we drop points here and everywhere, it doesn't impact us so drastically. I haven't got enough faith for us to go toe-to-toe with Man City or Liverpool right now. I don't want to be 1 point in it every week. I'm not quite sure about that yet. I like the 7-point gap thing. I like that 5, 7, 9. I like that feeling. So I think that's what we've got an opportunity before the next international break to do that, because they've all got each other. So if we stay focused one game at a time, I'm really not worried about what people say. People are always going to hate you if you're doing well. I don't expect rivals to like us. Since when do rivals like rival teams? That's not how it works. That's not how
I agree.
Works.
I don't want when rival fans like us because we're crap. That's when rival fans.
Remember
like
before,
us.
Dad, when people were saying, "Would you lot would do fan cams?" and then there will be like when people were like, "Yeah, I want Arteta to stay." Not you guys. I'm talking about rival fans would say, "We want Arteta to stay because they feel that he's not a threat to them."
Yeah,
like you can't have a top team like us. People wanting our manager to stay. You think we wanted Pep Guardiola to stay for 10 years when he was dominating? Pep Guardiola could have won the league for 10 years in a row. So we need to get to that stage. You know what I mean? We need to get to that stage where everyone hates us like we're doing, because no one liked the Invincible team. No one like
No, I
them.
agree. I agree.
So this is what we
Let
got to
me
do, brother. It's working.
No, it is working. Let me come to you, Kenny. Are you concerned? Is this sustainable set pieces? Do we have to get better in the attacking third? Or are you quite comfortable right now?
Well, it is what it is. The reason why we're scoring for set pieces is simple. I was at the Fulham game away, and I was at the Crystal Palace. Been most of their games. If you can't break teams down in open play, you've got to find another way of scoring goals. The rules haven't changed. You win matches by scoring more goals than the opposition. The fact is, Crystal Palace are well drilled against us, so Fulham, and it was a case of us getting lucky with a set piece and scoring. You know, it is where it is at the moment. You know, eventually we will get that space, but at the moment, if we're not playing as well as we can, at least we're going to make sure we win. That's all. The name of the game is winning football matches. Got no complaints about set pieces, to be honest, because you know it is part of our game. I think sometimes, the last 32, 33 years, we become snobby towards direct football. You know, long throws. So because everyone wants to play expansive football, everyone wants to play attacking, attractive football. Everyone wants to play like Pep. We simply forget that, you know, it's only now we're realising that we're playing to our strengths, and sometimes it's good to play to your strengths. But the thing is, look, teams will work as that. Teams will, get better at set pieces. But who knows? You know, once our players get in tune, when Eze, gets in tune the way we play, maybe Goycrez, gets a bit fitter, gets a bit of luck, we'll score goals from other ways. But at the moment, we've got no problem with set pieces because, let's face it, we're finding it doubly difficult to break teams down in open play. So we've got to find a way to get our wins.
Yeah, facts. DJ, you said it wasn't the best of games at the weekend. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you there, mate. I think in terms of the performance, though, Arsenal defensively right now look absolutely ridiculously elite. And I think that's going to give us a chance, mate, if I'm honest with you, for whatever we look to go to compete with. I think we've always got a chance with the defence that we've got. And the thing is, it isn't just our four players, because we've got Ben White as backup, we've got Lewis-Skelly as backup, and Capie has now come into the mix alongside Mosquera. And that's on top of the four starters that have been absolutely brilliant so far. So I think this defence is the reason that we've all got to say Arsenal got a chance this year, no matter what you think.
Yeah, I mean, getting on to the fans, other opposition fans, famous quote of George Graham: "It's fine that people hate us. It's in our history." This hate for Arsenal is not recent. Yeah. It's been in our history ever since I was a kid. Going in the 70s, everyone wanted to get over one on the Arsenal, and that's never going to stop. The fact of the matter is, it's doubly worse now with all social media and everything, because the fact of the matter is Arsenal's got the biggest kind of fan base on social media and YouTube and everything else. And, when if you're coming out statements, best in the world and best this and best that, you're inviting kind of hatred onto yourselves, really, by coming out with ridiculous statements sometimes. But it is what it is, and I'm quite, long may it continue. It doesn't bother me as long as we're winning football matches. The fact that we're top of the league, Dan, is defensively. Defensively, we are top of the league. Attacking wise, final third, we're still struggling in that area. And as Kenny said, that's why we have to score from other means. And at the moment, we're scoring from set pieces. Now, for us to score from set pieces, there's one man that has to stay fit, and it has to stay on top of his game, and that's Declan Rice. Yeah. Because no one can deliver a set piece like Declan Rice can. Now, if you take Declan Rice out of the equation, suddenly the set pieces looks a bit different. I understand the backup defensively, Mosquera and Hincapie and Ben White, but they're not first choice, and they're not first choice for a reason, Dan, because they're not better than our first 11. They're backups. So to rely on them going into game after game, Liverpool, Man United, Man City away, North London derbies, big games in big pressurised moments, I'm not so sure whether you can rely on Hincapie and Mosquera as a defensive partnership. They'll do a job. I'm not saying they're poor players. It's just that when you've got your first 11, we're looking strong defensively, and we don't look like we're going to concede, and we're hard to break down. So For me, for this to continue, everything has to be in place. We have to be quite free of injuries to free players. I say there's 5 key players in this team that has to play for us to win major silverware. As Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, and Rice. They're your 5. They're your 5 main players. You take 3 of those players out of the equation, and suddenly the squad looks a whole lot different. And that to me is worrying. Now, I mentioned it the other day. What's the plan B? What's the next level if the set pieces dry up? Because there will come a time when we're playing teams where we don't score from a set piece. Because let's be honest, I think the striker has hardly had any shots at goal. Our final third in an attacking sense has not really flowing and not looked brilliantly impressive. But defensively, as a unit, organised, hard to beat, that's why we're top of the league. But there's still a long way to go, as Dee said. And for that to continue, we have to stay injury-free to key players. And one of those key players is Declan Rice, because he's our weapon. Look how many assists he's got from set piece, from his dead ball deliveries. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, there's rumours now that Saliba might be injured and he might be out for some reasonable amount of time. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I know we've got a better squad depth than what we've had before. But that squad depth has not been tested in a week in, week out, pressurised situation. I mean, and I hope it doesn't. I hope we do get our best 11 out every week. But if it doesn't, they're the things that we may start struggling with, because it's the unknown for us as fans. So we'll have to wait and see. But long may it continue. I mean, top of the league. As for the other fans, don't worry about it. We've always been hated. It goes back years, goes back decades. Won't worry about it, people.
No. It's more about
there's a level to go up going forward, though. Obviously, Havertz and Jesus are out there. They're coming back.
Sorry, Christian, you broke up there. Sorry, mate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
I agree with you that there's a level to go up going forward, but I'm not necessarily worried about that. Saka obviously started the season injured. Madueke came in, did a really good job. Madueke then got injured. Saka came in. He's had a few really good games and a few games where he hasn't quite been at it, but I don't think he's 100%. Havertz, obviously, I think would have played a much bigger part if he was fit. Take some of the pressure off Gyökeres, who hasn't been great. I haven't been overly impressed with him. He hasn't scored enough goals, but I also haven't been on the opposite side of it. I'm not getting on his back because we're playing well and we're winning games. Martinelli and Trossard, I think one of them has to nail down that spot and say, this is, I am the left winger in this team for the big games. I think Martinelli against Atletico Madrid, that was probably our best left wing performance this season. And I think he deserved to get
That's what I was surprised he was dropped Saturday, to be honest.
I was as well. I would have started him in that game to say, look, this position is there for the taking, It's not about... I think Arteta thinks a bit too tactically about it. I think he plays Trossard in some of these games because he can play centrally a lot more. So he thinks if Eze drifts out wide, Trossard can play centrally, bit more of a midfield, kind of attacking midfield role, whereas Martinelli likes to hug the touchline, so you can't really interchange them two. But I agree, there's still levels to go up in the attack. But I heard someone say that we're not scoring enough goals. I'm like, that's just wrong. We're top of the league. Do you know what I mean? We've won 7 out of 9 games. What do you mean we're not scoring enough goals? If the point is we could be scoring more goals, then I completely agree. There are games where we've scored 1, where we should have scored 2 or 3. Games where we've scored 2 or 3, we could have scored 4 or 5. So there's still levels to go. And while we're top of the league and we're talking about levels to go up, I think that's just a good problem to have.
No, I agree. I just think you just in any football team, I think you're just treading a fine line if you're a one trick pony. And at the moment, we're just looking like we're scoring from set pieces, and that's a fine line. That's brilliant if everything's all going well and everyone's fit. But that's
it's
a fine line.
Set pieces, is it, DJ? Come on,
and we get injuries.
We haven't scored every single one of our goals from a set piece. And two of the set piece goals that they talk about, one was Zubimendi's screamer at the box, one was Eze's scissor kick. They're not just headers from Gabriel.
No. I mean, they're not from sort of free flowing open play. All I'm saying is, I'll go through the whole season scoring set pieces if we win the league. I haven't got a problem with that. my worry is if the set pieces dry up, we're not looking yet a real threat in the final third, in the attacking final third, and that's something that needs to be addressed. There's a few players that are not quite on it in that attacking third yet, and that's my only concern.
Who don't you think's on it apart from just Gyökeres? Anyone else?
Yeah, your careers. I mean, I've not seen. I'm not wholly convinced with him at the moment. Trossard and Trossard. I think Martinelli's done enough to get in the team on recent form. Trossard for me is still a little bit kind of in and out for me. Eze, we've not seen the Crystal Palace Eze yet. We're still trying to. We've not really seen Eze set the game alight yet. I think he's still got levels to go up yet. So he's not really kind of found his way. He always looks hesitant to me, as if he needs to play with a little bit more freedom, perhaps. Saka, as I said, he's not up and running fully yet. He has moments in the game, but he's not that kind of flowing yet because of coming back from injury, and now he's got picked up an illness the other day. That's probably why he had a bit of an off game the weekend. So yeah, I mean, that's where I stand on it at the moment. I think putting all I'm hoping that we're not just going to rely on the set pieces the whole way through, because I think you're just treading a fine line.
I mean, I don't think we're relying on set pieces. I think it is what it is. We're just being good at it. Listen, when you play football, you got to find a way. That's just what it's about.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We seem to be finding a way the same week in, week out. And at the end of the day, if every team knows we're good at set pieces, then it's on them to stop us A, at the set piece, or B, stop us getting set pieces. It's all this talk about set piece and is the only way. I watched the game, and listen, is not the only way. We play football. We're playing against teams that mostly camp against us. If you watch even the Man City game, Man City took the lead and then decided to just sit back. The Liverpool game, the same thing. So all this talk about set pieces, and even you, DJB, like when we weren't doing too well, you was on Arteta when Saliba got injured. Saliba's got injured today or the other day. Your tunes changed a little bit. It's not on Arteta no more. What's going on with that?
No, I'm still until he actually lifts the trophy. I'm still. I've never had a problem with the team. It's just whether Arteta can continue doing what he's doing and get us over the line. As I said, we're 9 games in. We're 9 games in because we've been here before.
We haven't won yet. Last time I was on the panel, there was a big hoo-ha on the injuries being caused by Arteta. It was like, Saka's been injured. Saka's injured because
he's still got he's holy. I mean, he's still got to manage the team. I want to hear that same energy back. I want to hear the same energy now. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when you
the same situation, Odegaard is out.
When you've been scarred overnight.
Madueke has been out. But the only difference is now Arsenal's top of the table, and I don't hear that noise as loud as I was hearing it when we wasn't top of the table.
But what I'm saying is, when you've been scarred, scars don't go away. So there's still that kind of what's it with the manager, isn't there? Until he actually does it, we can't. No league's won in October, is it? We haven't won the league in October.
The minute something bad happens, it's Arteta.
Hang on a minute. Whoa! Hang on. What you saying? What you saying about Arteta? I'm talking about set pieces, and I've just said that I'll go with set pieces all season long. The thing that worries me is what's the next stage when the set pieces dry up.
Why is it worrying you?
Our attacking third is not looking good.
It's got to stop with
for injuries.
Why is it a worry?
Well, let me talk. No, let me talk. Because as for injuries, his man management on that has still got to be proven. Because Saka had a virus before the game and he played him. Right? And we've got all this squad in depth. Why didn't he play Wanyeri if Saka had a virus before the game? He's opening himself out the injury.
Saka wanted to play.
And if we didn't win the game, then it would be like I play Saka even with a little.
No, not at all. Because we've got the squad depth now, haven't we? So it doesn't matter who plays.
These things aren't just up to Arteta, DJ. Arteta's probably the last one that gets told how fit Saka is. It's probably the physios, the backroom staff, the doctors. They probably all assess Saka. He will say how fit he is. Then they'll go to Mikel and say, this is how fit he is. And
If
then
he's sick
Arteta
as a
makes the
dog,
decisions.
there's no
He
way
must
he's
have been
playing
80,
if he's sick as a
90%
dog.
fit at least to start that game.
Listen. At the end of the day, he's done it before where players have played not 100% fit. Okay, so let's not go round and round in circles. We all know that. Okay, we all know that there's been players playing when they shouldn't have played. We know that players have played with injuries, and we know that this club has had horrendous injuries. I mean, not just like bumps and knocks and tackles and whatever. They've had horrendous injuries. So it's in the DNA at the moment of injuries. So the man management on injuries and all of that has got to be especially to key players, especially to key players.
Every team has injuries. You can look at Liverpool.
Exactly.
You can look at Alisson's out injured. You can look at Isak is out injured. You can look whatever. But to squarely, no, I've not heard one person say, it's Klopp's playing style. It's Slot's playing style. It's Chelsea. Palmer's
people
out.
did say that about Klopp, though.
Say, it's Maresca's playing style. Why does our fan base immediately shit his the creek, point at one person all the time? And I'm tired of hearing it, to be honest with you. Like, I'm tired, and that's why I want the same energy when we're winning, when we're drawing, when we're losing. And I'm not getting that
same energy. It is the same energy. I've just told everyone. Long man continue. I'm over the moon. I'm gassed up. I'm over the moon. And I said, if we go through the whole season winning 1-0 and we win trophies, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm just making an observation that if there has to be another way other than set pieces, there has to be.
Can I touch on the injuries, please? Just on the injuries, I remember it's probably the best game I've ever been to at Highbury in 2004 when we were obviously going for the title. We had just lost to Chelsea in the Champions League, lost to United in the FA Cup, and we were playing Liverpool. And Thierry Henry was, I think Wenger said, I know this is Thierry Henry, but still he said he was 50% fit. And in that game, he wasn't having the best game, and we were 2-1 down. And then he scores an hat-trick, and the rest is history. I think sometimes he also
went to Old Trafford in the red zone, and he played Sylvain Wiltord because Henry was injured and he wouldn't play him, but Henry wanted to play. But I see you.
Of course, you see what I think. There are going to be times where your best player, if he's 60% fit, you're going to play him. I was having this discussion on my channel the other day when Arteta said about Gabriel might not be fit. I was like, against Palace, because of Mateta, I would play a 70% fit Gabriel just for that game. If it was, I don't know, Burnley.
We shouldn't be worried now because we've got the best squad in Europe and there's cover, we shouldn't be worried.
But Gabriel, I think, is the one man, because even I do think Norgard could come in with Rice, obviously not to his level, but do a job if we were to lose him for say 5 or 6 games. But Gabriel, I think he is the one. I know we've got Hinapke and we've got Mosquera and obviously Calafiori could even slip in there, but I do think Gabriel is the one man. I've said it from the start. I'm so confident we're going to win the league, even more so now because I look at my rivals. I look at City and Liverpool, and I don't look at the cities of Liverpool before. I don't see De Bruyne. I don't see David Silva. I don't see a prime Mo Salah scoring every week. So it's as good as we are. It's looking at the other teams. But if Gabriel, the only thing you go through these things as fans, you make the worst situations in your head. And it's all I'm thinking about, can we do it? Can we do it? Will we do it? If Gabriel was out for, say, 4 months, that would really make me think, oh, my God.
You don't think Rice is key, though?
Right, I do. I would say two are the most key. And that says a lot because now we don't just rely on Saka. And Saka, we've had this discussion, D as well, whether he's world class or not. He does have to do more now. I know he's just come back from injury, but our attackers have to do more because if we don't win the league, it will not be down to our defense. It'll be down to our attack. And Saka, Eze, Trossard, Martinelli, Gyökeres, all of them do need to do that little bit more. And I'm sure it will come.
But the thing is, I think like most of these things are like much of a muchness because every team, if Liverpool lose Van Dijk, they're a mess. If Chelsea lose Caicedo, they're a mess.
Yeah.
If everyone's got players in the team that are important and a part of their puzzle and their key components, that's just how it goes.
But there's only 2 or 3 teams going for the Premier League, right? So
yeah. But what I'm saying, if for example, if Liverpool lost Van Dijk and they're competing with us, we can compete. We can like fill in our gap better than they can fill in their gap. Their gap
Oh
is
yeah, for sure.
It's a bigger hole. It's a bigger hole. And also another thing about these set pieces and saying like it doesn't matter, make no difference, because if we were only scoring open play goals and no set pieces, the narrative would be they're not scoring any set pieces. That's what the narrative would be. They're not good enough on set pieces. Remember before they used to say, "Oh yeah, we never." Remember before back in the day when we used to play,
we never
scored anything from corners ever. We never scored from corners. We used to take the corners short and do what tippy tappy around and try and do it outside the box.
I mean, I'm all
we were
for
terrible
it.
from corners. Remember those days?
Have you seen the thing ESPN put out about Liverpool when I think when they won the league, not under Slot, when they won it the last time under Klopp, and it was how Liverpool scoring great set pieces. They've scored 40 set pieces. They were just really like bigging it up. And then the same article has come at Arsenal scoring why Arsenal are ruining football with set pieces. The same man wrote the same article.
But,
so definitely
that's what I'm saying. I want to ruin football by winning. I don't mind that. Barcelona, 100%. When they won everything, everyone said they ruined football because they were too good. Man City, I'm perfectly happy to ruin football if I'm winning. I don't mind being a team that ruins football. The Invincibles weren't they were a good team, but they weren't like a team that was only based on attacking football. The Invincibles defense was solid. They were units. All of them were huge. Dennis Bergkamp is huge. People don't even realize that. They don't realize how big these players are. I've got no problem winning the league and people saying we've ruined football.
I love it. I say we're bullying our way to the title.
Do you think Mourinho cares that Porto were anti-football when they won the Europa League and then the Champions League the year later? Do you think he cares when he comes to Chelsea and dominates for a couple of years? Do you think anyone cares? No one cares. They're in the history books. They're in 15 years. No one's gonna care about the problem. What we have at Arsenal is we worry about so many things, but our names are not enough in the history books. We're the only team that's not won the Champions League. We're the only team that's not retained the league and stuff like that. We need to get rid of all these narratives and put our name in history books, and then we can worry about whether or not we were one of the greats later down in 10, 15 years' time. We need history. We need to put our name on paper. We're the only team that don't put enough names on paper. That's what we got to do. All of this, whether we score enough set pieces or not, matters not.
Arteta's going to change all that, though, ain't he, D? So
I think so. Obviously, the issue with the fan base is whether we believe that he's good, the right man or not. That's the main issue we have in the fan base, isn't it? But the fact of the matter is, everyone knows we need to win titles because all of this arguing is for no reason, really.
Sorry, D. No one's talking about why set pieces and set plays and throw-ins and corners are actually taking over the game. No one's talking about why. Everyone's just saying,
everywhere, isn't it? I mean,
Arteta's done this, he's done that, he's ruined this, he's ruined that. Now, but why, DJ? Why is that happening? Why is that? It's not just because it's a trend.
Football goes round in cycles, doesn't it?
You
know what I think it is? I think the level, the margin, the gap between every top team at the moment is so small. Every top team has top nutritionists, top coaches here, top goalkeeping coaches, set piece coaches, this and that. Do you know what I mean? The nutrition, the lifestyles of all of these players, the money, it's all massive. Like, for example, Aston Villa last season in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, second leg, they beat PSG 3-2. Right? PSG are the team that everyone said were the best team in the world last season.
Yeah, and they should have. Newcastle played Barcelona. They would have got through that game.
Exactly, they nearly did. Newcastle gave Barcelona a great game this season. We battered Atletico Madrid 4-0, but on another day they could beat us. Do you know what I mean? We could play Bayern and win. We could play Bayern and lose. Bayern could play whoever. The gap is so small that these teams are trying to find those fine margins, that little edge to get over the other team. When we played Palace the other day, there wasn't really much in it. Palace looked good. They came, they set up well. They got a great manager. They won the FA Cup. They beat City in the final. The margin that we found in that game was a set piece. Maybe you can't even call that a set piece. It was a second phase from a set piece, but we found an edge, a moment of quality. That is the reason now, right? You look at this weekend just gone. Sunderland went away to Chelsea and won. Brentford beat Liverpool. Manchester City lost to Aston Villa, right? You would never see 3 results like that in a game week 20 years ago. The margins are so fine, and we are finding a way to be on the right side of that margin because it's small now. Every team's got so much quality. If we have an off day against Burnley on the weekend, we could lose that game. They pushed Liverpool to the 95th minute and won it by a penalty.
This is what I don't want to. But sorry to cut you, because this is what I don't want to happen, because that can easily happen.
Yeah,
this is the part that I don't want to happen. I don't want us to fall into this trap of thinking that the league's already won. We have to go to Burnley and win. You have to earn every single win in the Premier League. This is why
that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. All the departments have got to be on it. That is what I'm trying to say. Our final third, our attacking play needs to improve if we're going to go further, because we will come. We will have stages where it won't go right for us. This is what I'm saying. So we have to, there's got to be all great teams. They have like 2 or 3 different ways to win a game.
We actually do, though. That's the thing. We actually do.
We do, but it needs to. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying we haven't. I've not said we haven't.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but we need to improve on certain parts of our game.
But you see in the Premier League, though, if you look at the Premier League currently, not the Champions League, because the Champions League teams in the Champions League, they play to their own strengths. In the Premier League, they play to your weaknesses. So in the Premier League, every team currently, apart from Haaland, is struggling with attacking football. Most of them. No one's strikers are really top of the table. Like you got Sesco's and all of that. Mbeumo come through recently, but everyone's been struggling. Then you got Chelsea, Pedro, and Neto, and all those guys are struggling. Tottenham, they're striker. No striker in the Premier League apart from Haaland is actually scoring a lot of goals currently. It's what people fail to understand. It's not an Arsenal problem. It's a Premier League problem. That's what people are not understanding. They're worried about Arsenal not scoring goals, but what attack is scoring bundles and bundles and bundles of goals every week?
Even with City after Haaland,
there was a lot of people saying about Gyökeres, he's scoring now, we'll shut up. And then because he didn't score again at the weekend, even though he scored 2 literally a few days ago, it's like, he's absolutely terrible. Much rather have that Sesco. He looks so much better. I had it on Saeed's channel yesterday. Everyone telling me how much Sesco is. What's Sesco been doing then? Have I been missing something? Has he been putting 12 goals in or something? I don't get it. Like,
he doesn't even start, Dan. He don't even start for them.
Mason Mount started ahead of him a couple of times.
Against Liverpool, he didn't even start.
Like real talk. I don't get the whole obsession with it, if I'm honest. Like I haven't been unbelievably convinced by Gyökeres. I don't look at him and go, wow, this guy's going to get like Haaland level goals. But at the same time, he's got 5 goals in 12 games, I think it is. So it's not like this guy hasn't scored for like 15 games in a row.
1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the new signings, maybe Voltemeda and Ekatike have done a little bit better. But I'm not going to sit there and cry about it at the end of the day. Like, Gyökeres I think he's going to come good. I think we do need to play a little bit of a different style to allow him to actually have shots on goal and be in a chance to go one-on-one. I've seen half chances from him, which I haven't really been too impressed with. But I'm not saying we can't, get better in attack. But I do feel personally like, I think it's a little bit over the top with it. We're top of the league right now. I didn't expect this to be. I didn't think it would be 7 points ahead of Liverpool and 6 ahead of City. And I certainly didn't think Sunderland and Bournemouth would be more of an issue than those two. So where we are right now is quite a good thing. It's quite a good place. Now, I don't care really what we do in October. I care what we do in May, which I think is why DJ and Kenny and some of the others are right in saying, let's just maybe calm down a bit. Let's not get too carried away. We ain't won anything yet. And it is in a position where most of the people on the panel and most Arsenal fans believe if Mikel Arteta doesn't win something this year, we might have to replace him. So it can't be like, this is all of you were wrong because we were, you've doubted Mikel before in your life. We've put a bit of a run together. We have been here before. Like, let's just remember, I was yelling outside the Emirates when Reece Nelson scored to make it 3-2 against Bournemouth, saying we're going to win the league, and I was mudded. I was saying we're going to win the league. It's bounced off Emi Martinez's head. It's written in the stars. It's 3-2 last minute. Wow, we're going to go win the league, and I was mudded. So sometimes we need to calm down a bit, man. Kenny, let me come to you quickly. What are you saying about the teams around us right now? Because it's all right saying that Arsenal this, Arsenal that, and I totally appreciate Arsenal got to do their job. The teams around us are making it a little bit easier for us, Kenny.
Yeah, at the moment they are. Look, I think what Arsenal have over Liverpool is that when we bought our players, we still had our spine. We still had our defence, still had Saka, still had Raya. Whilst Liverpool, they really had to they got a new spine. And initially, when we looked at Liverpool, we saw, you know what, you might as well go home because, they got Isak. But when you think about it, they got a right back, a left back. They've got two strikers. They got another attacking player. It's one of those things. Trying to gel 5 players in a team. I think hindsight is 20/20. But if you're a football man, you probably think, yeah, that's probably a big ask. and whilst they're trying to gel, teams are beginning to work them out. They're losing by a goal, and it's working for us. In terms of Man City's an interesting one where, again, Walker, they haven't got a replacement Walker. Rodri's hit and miss in terms of his fitness, and basically they're relying on two players, Donnarumma and obviously Haaland. That isn't sustainable. The thing is, where we're doing better than Man City and Liverpool, it's our defence. I see it on Lee's channel. One thing that's really playing in our favour, we only conceded 3 goals. One against Man City, one against Newcastle, and one against Liverpool. And that's the fulcrum of why we are top of the table. It's because that defence is like solid. The reason why we've got a solid defence is we've got proper fullbacks. Everyone says the main stars of our defence is like Saliba and Gabriel. No, I think the main stars of our defence are fullbacks. Yeah, Calafiori's had a really good season, and Timber's just a find at right back. And he's not even a right back. He's one of the reasons why teams find it very difficult to overload us. Now, I'm not kicking Ben White in the nuts because I think he's done well. He's good going forward, but you know the difference when Timber's not playing and Ben White gets there, plays it right back. You know that we can be overloaded, and that's the reason why at the moment things are going well. But as guys said before, we've got to be cautious. You never know what's around the corner. And what I've seen with a lot of Arsenal fans, we seem to be playing Bayern Munich, Tottenham, and Chelsea and Brentford without playing them. Everyone seems forgetting about Burnley and Sunderland. We all think, in a month's time, we could be 10 points. Just, we've got to take one game at a time. It's not trying to temper down people's excitement. I'm glad people are excited about Arsenal. I love it. But it's one of those things where it's not easy to win the league and no games are given me. So look at the fact that we're only scoring goals from set pieces. We're getting hard games. Crystal Palace made it hard for us, frustrated us. Didn't have much quality, and that probably played in their hands. Fulham gave us a game of our lives. And Burnley, they've got nothing to lose, neither has Sunderland. So it's probably going to be those results that are probably going to go south for us rather than the big teams that we know what to expect and what to fear. So
people see it as a free hit when they play Arsenal. I think it was was it Dean Henderson or Adam Wharton or one of them before Palace came to Arsenal. He said it's a free hit. He said, we're not expecting to necessarily go and win, but like you said, Kenny, we've got nothing to lose. We'll play we'll play freely, see what we can do. Burnley will be thinking exactly the same thing.
Well,
they'll have a great result against Wolves. They'll be up for it 100%. If we're not on it, like I said, the margins are so fine. You can lose to any team in this league. So
they're going to play
3 points are a given.
They're going to play us. They're going to give us nothing to work with. Nothing. It's going to be a case where we just have to work our nuts off to, like I said, take what we can get, and that's where it's going to be. Don't get me wrong. Further down the season, teams will have to who are going to need the points and to either stay up or get in Europe. They will open up against us, especially when they're playing us at home, and then that's probably where the space is going to be. But as I said before, Gyökeres did have his chances against Fulham. It's just that he snatched them, a couple of decent saves by Leno, so he is making chances. It's one of the things where I think expectations are pretty high of Gyökeres, not from me, but I think from a lot of fans, and rightly so. It's one of the things where you got to remember one thing: the only elite strikers we have that we're seeing at the moment are probably 3 of them. All Mbappe, Haaland, and Kane. He's not at that level. And I suppose our expectations when we first got him is that we thought he was at that level. But really and truly, our defence, they're the stars at the moment. They're the ones that are keeping us our heads above water, and long may it can continue. But eventually we are going to need more from our attack. Eze is another one where expectations are high, but he's still finding his feet. I like Zubimendi, others don't. I think he's been great, but I get where you guys are coming from because you want more dominance in the midfield. But one game at a time. Don't play.
He's been fantastic for me.
Burnley or Sunderland.
Great.
It's
depends. The summer. It depends. Poor game against Palace, I admit, but apart from that,
gave the ball away a few times against Palace. But he
did. Apart from that, he's been great.
And Gyökeres struggled a bit. But
Ken, can I just touch on what you said about the fans getting excited and all of that? Look, you can get, look, everyone sees football differently, and some people are more cautious. Some people just want to go with it and enjoy it. And if you've got left with egg in your face, the heartache's going to be the same either way. So I don't buy into this. I'm keeping my feet on the ground, and it's not going to hurt as much. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the same way as me. The same way it's going to hurt Dan, DJB, all of us. But for me, it's down to the players. As long as they can keep their feet on the ground, as long as they're not going to be going out there shouting out we're winning the league, they're going to take it game by game.
One thing I've noticed this season, Dane, is that, in the previous seasons when they won the game, it's always been like they've been less emotional when they won football matches. I was
just going to say that 100%.
22-23, they got, it was observed by our rivals and people like Keezy that, we're over celebrating. What are you celebrating for? I think the players now know that it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you are right. The players are keeping their feet in the ground. Some of the, somehow I got a program, because Claus Dort gave me a program. I found myself reading it, and Odegaard was full of the same sentiments. Let's not get excited. There's only 8 games. It's still a lot of football you played. So yeah, you're right, Dan. They are,
and they're all a lot older. They're all close coming to their prime. I'd say your prime's what, 26, 27, 28. You look at Gabriel now. Gabriel's 27 years old. If you talk 2 years ago, I'd be like, I don't know about some of them. Can they do it? But now you look at them. They're Rice. They're men. There's leaders in there now. All right, they've not won it together. But that's why I think tomorrow night is actually a really important game. That Carabao Cup, if we can win that in, say, February, March, whenever the final is, get that monkey off our back. Arteta's got that monkey off his back, and they've won a trophy together.
You're saying you're breaking a few people's opinions here. You're basically saying the Carabao Cup's a major trophy like the rest of us, but some people seem to think it's a bad trophy. I wonder who that is. I bet I see him at Wembley. With all these men trying to get a ticket. Carabao Cup, a small trophy when other teams win it. Very different, isn't it?
It's not my favourite trophy, but I was 2 years old.
Stay on the the Angels side, man.
No, of course I want to win it, but I want a big trophy. The reason I want to win it is not so much about winning; it's because I think it will put us in great stead. It'll put us in great stead if we've got a Champions League quarter-final, semi-final after that, and we've got 8 games to go, and we're neck and neck, and they've won a trophy. I just think it will give them so much confidence.
Well, you know why I want to win it? I think our fans who've been long suffering need a day out. We need some glory. We need to get us face on TV, cheering on the us winning the cup at Wembley,
and it'll wind the rival fans up even more.
Yeah, we need it. Yeah, if it's good enough for Pep Guardiola,
hopefully we win it off a set. We win it off a set piece as well.
Yeah, exactly. Mourinho, Klopp, Pep Guardiola, they all
Pep loves that
tournament and won that tournament. They're all right, getting emotional about it. Why not us? Exactly. Games back glory.
It's a building block, though, isn't it? You win the Carabao Cup because this team has not really won as a team, and they deserve to win something as a team. So if they win that Carabao Cup, it then gives them the confidence to go further and go, we can go on to something bigger. If you that's another thing as well. Like, the psyche comes into football as well, doesn't it? Because if they was to get knocked out against Brighton, then suddenly you don't going into the Burnley game. And by the way, Sunderland's home form has been really good, by the way. So that's going to be a really tough game. I don't care what anyone says. That's going to be tough. You suddenly go out of a cup competition, again, some players are going to go, oh, look, here we go again. It's another cup competition. So you don't know how it affects some players. So it's massively important. A lot of people don't think it is, but Wednesday's game for confidence and team building and getting over the line is massive.
And for the peripheral players as well,
think,
come in.
That we have to be mindful as well that us lot on stream, that to think that players don't watch this as well. Because we always assume that it's just us 5, us 6 here, but there's a lot of people watching, and there's a lot. I don't think that players and people are seeing clips and stuff that we say and do online. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there's players. They're in the hotels. They're at home. They're chilling.
Their phones out. Yeah.
They're gonna be watching. They'll be, did you see what this guy said about you? What, you know what I mean? They're gonna be knowing what's going on. They're human beings at the end of the day. They're from London. They live in London. They know what's going on. So I think
I've had players like my videos.
Yeah, they have an idea.
Arsenal's
Of,
goalkeeping coach shared my video on his story. Like
Oh,
the
which is
players
what
know
I'm-
what's going
this is
on.
what
They
I'm
watch
saying.
content. They
I
see
said it in
stuff,
my
like-
interview the other day as well.
they see what's going on, and we've got we've got to be mindful, but they can gauge how the fan base are feeling, and they're human beings. It's gonna affect certain players. Not all of them we're gonna care too much, but some might. So I think we have to be mindful of how we approach certain things, and whether or not some people might not care. It depends, innit? Some people might not bother to be like, I'm just gonna say what I want to say regardless. That's fine. But if I'm a player and I'm seeing people online constantly slating me and constantly saying things, and this player's not good enough, like what happened with Madueke, you can't tell me that petition didn't affect him somehow. He either wanted to prove everyone wrong, or it could have gone the other way, and he was affected by it. There's no way you can tell me he didn't know about it.
Well,
There's
Gokaret's watching social media because his celebration against Leeds.
Look at what happened with Rice. When Rice was not, remember when Rice celebrated and he said, "Oh, I'm not allowed to celebrate." Remember? Oh yeah, remember because I celebrated too much, or he was messed about. But what I'm saying is, Madueke thing was way over the top, and there's no way he doesn't know about it. He heard about it.
Do you know a bit of humour? Do you think he knows I call him Declan English?
Probably.
He knows you talk about dibbly dobblies. He knows about all of that, bro. He knows.
Let me do these. Let me do these
He watched my videos 4 years ago because he said hello to me at the.
Yeah, they know, man. He's a human being.
Oh, they know, man. 100%.
They also know that being part of the top athlete and a top footballer, getting paid like lots of money a week, they've got to be able to take criticism as well.
Of course,
yeah,
100%.
Of course.
I mean, I don't mean it personal.
Let me do these stupid.
Just be mindful, DJB. Just be mindful, DJB.
Let's get through. Tanya says, if we've won the title, we have to win it by force. Make the gap so big it's not possible for others to catch us. Walk away with the league by January. I mean, wow, that would be incredible. But I don't know if it's even mathematically possible in January. But I like your thinking, Tanya. Lee versus Igal in boxing. Don't know what it's. That's not going to be Lee versus Igal tonight, I'm afraid. Arsenal chat today. No top versus bottom Guna. That's actually a good debate, I thought, last week, personally. Netweed is not a fan of Arteta at all. He'd never trust our Mikel Pulis, even if he was 20 points clear, he says. We never wore a yellow ribbon for October champions. And Arteta isn't fit to scrub George Graham's toenails. He says, hated these... precious casuals are the cringiest. Damien says, big up the panel. Cheers to you all from Los Angeles, California. Big up to you, bro. Big up to D wearing the Dodger cap. 2 more wins.
Come on, big up Damien.
Yeah, big up to you, bro. Big up to you, bro. Netweed's come back again and said, excusing second place is hating the Arsenal. End of. Dell says, big up to the panel. Quick one-word answer from everyone. Who's the better footballer?
Perez.
Saka or Perez?
Perez.
Perez. Anybody disagree?
Perez.
Perez, man.
100%. I think that's even close, if I'm honest. And I love Saka. Netweave, Christian does. Are you saying Saka, Christian?
I was young when Perez was playing, man. When did Perez leave Arsenal? 2007, 2008?
No excuse.
That makes sense, man.
He was my favourite player when I was a kid. I've actually met Robert Perez. He's a lovely guy. But
no, don't try and caveat it. Who's better, Christian? Don't try and give us a backstory. It's a simple question.
Hold on. How old's Saka? 24.
No, don't give us a monologue.
Right. When Saka retires, then we can have that conversation. Saka's not at his best yet. You'd have to say Perez now.
But who's better now?
In 10 years, it might be a different story.
Why are you telling us you met him and all that? What's that got to do with
it? Perez
I was jumping on him and saying he wasn't.
He had the whole Arsenal team bowing down to him.
Huh?
Yeah,
he had the whole Arsenal team bowing down.
I feel like you were trying to soften the blow.
I'm saying in 10 years it might be a different story, but right now Perez had an illustrious career. Of course,
yeah, you can't compare them yet. You can't even compare Saka with Overmars yet.
Saka or Lumberg.
Compare someone that's midway through their career to someone that had a.
That's more both on the right. Saka or Lumberg. What we
say? Even compare him and Lumberg. You can't compare him with Lumberg yet.
Yeah, Lumberg wins that for me. I love Saka, but Lumberg was unreal, man.
I have to be controversial here. I think. In terms of natural ability, I'll go Saka. Lundberg was a hard-working player and very effective. But natural ability, I've got to go with Bukayo. I'd be alive. I said to be fair.
But you can say that about anyone, though, man.
Lundberg's runs and movement and finishing was much better than Saka, though. Like much better.
Yeah,
like, Saka might have a but
You know, I
Lundberg,
think
Scored big goals as well.
Lundberg,
Scored big goals as well.
2004, Lundberg was.
I mean,
And
unplayable.
we all had our hair dyed red, didn't we?
team.
Yeah.
well, even you.
Would
You were
Saka
at direct.
Yeah.
now, that
No way, no way.
Invincible team?
Nah, Saka wouldn't. I love Saka,
way.
but I don't think he would, man. That
Would
Invincible
anyone?
team-
Oh, that's a good question. Would anyone from this team get in that team?
Gabriel does.
Saka
Gabriel,
does on the right. I
Raya,
think Timber gets in at right back as well.
Gabriel gets in ahead of who?
Torre.
No chance.
Yeah.
Timber gets in that team.
100%.
Well, they should all get in. 'Cause
Over Lauren. Over Lauren.
Yeah.
yeah, Timber walks in
I
that.
think Timber as well.
Gabriel don't get in the centre back though.
Yeah, he does.
I'd rather take Saliba. I'd play Saliba and Sol Campbell.
Saliba's
Nah, I
not
don't
touching
know,
that
man. I think you lot. I don't know, man.
team. Saliba's not touching that team, bro.
No way, bro.
Not touching that team.
Nah.
I don't think any of them. I don't think anyone does. I've got to be
But
honest. I
then-
don't think anyone
This
does.
team could go on to achieve more than that team.
Yeah, can I ask you guys a question, though?
Yeah, but they,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
you can say that about anyone though. You can say about any team though.
Dan,
No,
sorry,
we're-
sorry,
Go on.
take over your show, but I want to ask this question because I was fascinated by Peter's answers. Because for me, I think that the best team I've seen, I think the Invincibles is the third best team I've seen. I think that Arsene Wenger's team in 2002 and George Graham's team in 91 was better.
91, I was born in 91. but we only
2002 is a
conceded-
fair argument.
we only conceded 18 goals that season, right?
Yeah. In night, I think because I've seen all those teams, and I think the best team in terms of football, the way I like being played, even though I'm Wenger out, his team in 2002 is the best team I've ever seen.
Well, Gary
I
Neville.
would,
says
I
that,
would
but
say
it's just the
I
98
was
team
too
is the
young
best.
to remember
And
91.
then I'll go
unfortunately.
George Graham's 91 side in terms of solidity, and then I'll
I
go.
think
Invincibles
90.
in
I
terms
think
of-
Wenger's 98 was unreal as
Yeah,
well.
98, yeah.
Double
That
team.
was unreal. But that was seriously did not get
Well,
bullied.
the
with that back
2002 team's a double team as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
double.
2002 was unreal for me as well. But yeah, the Invincibles were great, but I should have won more that year.
What did
Like,
they all have
tonight-
in common, though?
The way we
They
did.
all won trophies.
Yeah, well, that's it. They've all won.
That's
They've
what
all
it's
won
all about.
trophies.
That's why we're talking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this team have got to do now. Netweed says, I don't know what that means. Arteta's won nothing at the top table. What's your project? Cry 115 when Pep and Slot keep lifting lines. Netweed is a proper hater of Arteta, man. Proper hater. These paper mache 1-0 leads are not sustainable, he says. Strictly deluded. Keep effectively cheering Slot. Josh will go nuts in May if Mikel Pulis fails. And he says, how are we Slot's rival with some FA Cup?
Fiddly FA.
Are you sure this brother's an Arsenal fan, bro? There's someone who's. There's no way this
Spend a
brother's
lot-
an
spend a lot of money,
Netweed
spend a lot of money.
definitely has standards for Arsenal, that's for sure. But thank you
Nah,
for the
Netweed, we need you to keep sending super chats, Borg. Yeah, well done. He's an Arsenal
Yeah,
fan.
he
Well
ain't
done,
my
Netweed.
burner
Big up
account anyway,
Netweed.
so it's nothing to do with me.
Big up to you though, man. Everyone's allowed an opinion. Let's quickly touch on this Carabao Cup. We've obviously got that tomorrow night, and I am with you guys. I wanna win it. What we saying for the team? I don't mind who comes in. What we saying, because I'm not sure if we're making wholesale changes or if we're making 3 or 4, but I do think Arteta is probably going to take this game or this competition more seriously this season, and I think he has to. I don't know how he doesn't really take it seriously with our squad that we've got. I don't think you can put out a team where you think, oh, that's absolute gash, like we ain't winning that. So that's kind of where I'm at. But anyone can come in, man. What are we saying for the team news on this game tomorrow night?
Yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I don't think there is a team we can put out where we're like, that's going to lose to Brighton at home. I don't know if you saw the video I put out of my team. I changed quite a bit, and I still think it's strong. I said I'd start Kepa in goal. These are the games we bought him for. White, I played White, Mosquera, probably Hincapié at centre back, and Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. I wouldn't be opposed to starting Gabriel, but Hincapié, we signed this guy big money, like give him a game. So that'd be my back four, which still is, I think, strong enough to start at the Emirates. I play Norgard. I probably play Marino in midfield, and I think I'd start Eze. I think, was it DJ or Kenny said it earlier? He's looked good in spells, but he hasn't been great. I think we've expected more. And after that goal against Palace, you'd expect his confidence to be up. So I'd start him again. You know, get him on a little streak, have another good game. I start Ethan on the right. I think I start Trossard. I said I'll start Martinelli, but he's now out. Arteta said today that Saliba and Martinelli are injured. So I start Trossard on the left, and I think I start Gyökeres up front. We ain't got another striker.
It's not a strong team, though, is it? You're playing the second team, basically.
Ethan Nwaneri, Trossard, and Gyökeres is a forward line that could start in the Prem. Norgard's Brentford's
what I'm
captain
saying is,
from last
we've
season.
got
He
a
could
strong
start.
squad, but
Mikel
you're
Merino's a
basically
Spanish international and Eze. That's a top midfield.
No. It's a second team, isn't it? We're playing
The second team in a very strong squad, yeah.
No, but we know we've got a strong squad. But what I'm saying is, if you're saying to Arteta to take it seriously, you're basically saying play your second team. Because that is the second team. You've gone Kepa, you've gone the whole back line is the second team.
But when you say second team, it sounds like you're saying poor, like the connotation is
No,
playing
I'm not saying
poor players.
poor.
These players are still top. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I think it is?
These players could come in and take some of our first team players' spots. Miles Lewis-Skelly could take Calafiori's place.
No, but we know
Mosquera
that
could eventually maybe take one of their spaces if he keeps improving like he is.
But, no, you're missing what I'm saying. You're missing what I'm saying.
Marino.
Would you play that team in the Champions League?
Obviously not. It's not.
That's the
Champions
point
League.
I'm making. So when you say
you have
you're
a squad so you can
seriously,
rotate for these games, no?
No, you don't. No, you don't. That's the point. This is the problem that everyone makes. This is the issue that everyone makes.
This is your opinion. My opinion is I would rotate.
No, it's not. No, it's not my opinion. This is a fact because you play in the second team, innit? So what I'm saying is, when you say take it seriously, you're not saying to take it seriously. You're saying to play the second team because it's still good enough to win this game. Is what you're saying. But if we go out playing this team, you can't then say that Arteta didn't take it seriously. Do you get it?
So what would you play? What would you do?
No, I'm saying I wouldn't take the League Cup seriously. That's the point. I think playing Burnley is more. I said this in midweek. Ask Stricto. I think Crystal Palace was more important than Atletico Madrid. Ask him. That's what I said.
You said that on this show.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm taking the Premier League more seriously than any other game. But you're saying to play the second team, but then saying
I don't think it matters about the second team. Do you know what it is? I think they're all good players, but they haven't played together. So even if you're playing a good team, that 11 will have never played together. The midfield of Norgard, who did you say? Norgard,
Marino,
Eze, and Marino. I mean, them three have never played together. I think that's be risky business. We done it against Bilbao in the Emirates Cup, and it was awful. Was it Bilbao we lost to, or Villarreal? One of them teams. We lost that game. I think it was 3-2 or something like that. But it was abysmal. So I think the midfield area. I don't know. I would go strong in midfield tomorrow night. I think he's going to have to be very clever about.
How is that not strong in midfield? They
What,
brought Norgard
Norgard, Marino,
so we can rest players when we need.
That's
Marino's played a lot of minutes for us this season. Eze
not
starts.
strong, Christian. You know that's not strong.
No, that's not strong.
Okay,
man.
so if Rice started, that'd be strong. Just one player difference.
Of course.
Yeah,
Rice,
of course.
Marino,
This
Eze.
is John Rice. Yeah, that's fine.
Of course. Not only that as well,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a bit confused. I don't know what you mean, D. Are you saying that you would? What was it that Christian said that you disagreed with? I'm not. I'm kind of a Christian.
What I'm confused about is saying that you're going to go strong and then play in the second team. Me, I wouldn't go strong. I would play the whole second team because I don't take the Carabao Cup as seriously as the Premier League. So I would rest all our first team players and play the second team. But if you're going to say you want to go strong, that is not playing that team he's playing.
No. I'll tell you what I think people have misunderstood, right? By saying take it seriously, you obviously always play your first team because you win the game. But what you could do by taking it seriously, if you wanted to rotate, because we do have to rotate, we can't just play the first 11 every single game, right? No one can do that. But what he could do is, let's say he starts with what Christian's just put out as the 11. And let's say it's going a little bit sideways. Let's say it's like 1-1 with like 20 to go. You can take it seriously by putting on Rice and Saka and Gyökeres and Eze if you want to. That's taking it seriously. Or you can just leave it and go, oh, 1-1. I don't want to risk the players. We'll go out if we have to. That's the difference, I think, is what we're trying to get at.
Yeah, but I mean, when you play the whole...
I don't want to speak for you, Christian, if that's not what you meant. But
it probably does. It probably does mean that. It probably does mean that.
I see what he's saying. To be fair, I think Arteta will go quite strong. I'm just looking at the team that played against Port Vale. Kepa started in goal, so I think Kepa starts tomorrow. The back four was Mosquera, Saliba, Ben White, and Gabriel. I think Ben White will definitely play in this game. I think he'll rest Timber.
Timber needs a rest.
I think he'll go Mosquera, Gabriel, Miles Lewis-Skelly.
But I would rest Gabriel.
I
would rest all of them.
Well, you got what about
looking at the Port Vale team? He started.
I wouldn't even play Gyökeres.
The thing is, Brighton will rest players as well.
I think Skelly and Calafiori, I mean, I said it earlier. I mean, it's a bit of a flip of a coin, isn't it, that left side? Because if you bring Calafiori in, he's doing really well. If you bring Skelly in, he's doing really, really well. So you're not really weakening the team. you're still strong at the back there. I think if he's going to take it serious, the cup, I think he's going to need one key player in midfield. I don't think playing Marino and Norgard together in midfield, it may be a risk. So I mean, me personally, I think he'll either play one of. It'll either be I'm hoping he don't play Rice, because there's two players that need a rest, and that's Rice and Timber. Definitely, I don't want him anywhere near the team. Yeah, but if he is going to go with one of them, it's going to either be Zubimendi or Rice with Marino or Norgard. I think
on the Port Vale team,
I would rest all of
midfield
them.
was Nwaneri, Norgard, and Eze.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think he'll go. I think he'll go Zubimendi. I think he'll go Zubimendi and Marino. I think he'll play them two together, and then I think he'll play Gyökeres, Eze.
Yeah, see, I'm the Nwaneri and I would rest the whole first team. I would play Dalman right.
Gyökeres needs games though. D. He needs games, because the thing is that
who's that? Who?
Gyökeres, the reason why I'm trying to say is with Gyökeres, sometimes a lot of us are lukewarm about Gyökeres, and I think that when you're a striker, you need a give me game where you fill your boots, and that gives you confidence going into the season. I think that I'm not saying Brighton are mugs, but I just do think that if anything, if a player just needs games of continuity, it's him. I know it's a risk because he's.
Kenny, just quickly, we won't be able to arrest Gyökeres. He's got to play because we ain't got any.
No, that's the thing. I said injury. I say play him.
No, I agree. I think he will play because
that's why I said play him.
I don't know who else we do play, because we got Gyökeres, Dalman, and Trossard.
You can play Mkhitaryan up top,
unless you play Eze left and Trossard right or something.
You can play Mkhitaryan up top, can't you? Because he's done
play Marino up top and bring Lewis-Skelly into midfield or something.
Who played up top against Port Vale? Because Gyökeres didn't start that game.
Marino. The front line against Port Vale was Saka, Gyökeres. Saka, Marino, and Martinelli.
I would try and rest
Saka started that game, shows you how strong and how seriously he's taken this cup.
But would you be upset then if he played the ultimate first team? Would you be upset?
I wouldn't be upset. I want to win.
I would. If he played the whole first team, I'll be fuming.
Well, it depends, isn't it? I've said this so many times. If he plays the first team and Saka and Gabriel get injured, people will be fuming.
Yeah, but would
neither of them get injured and we win the game 5-0?
If you see the team sheet and you see Saka,
Eze,
Rice, Gabriel, Saliba, I would be furious.
Would it bother you if we got knocked out tomorrow in D?
Not if we play the second team. I don't care. I care about the Premier League. We're top of the league, bro.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that the Carabao Cup, you're not worried about.
Listen, I'm worried about the league. I'll be real. I need that.
It's
league.
not just about that, man. It's about momentum.
Don't you think, Dido, it could help us so much? Going into the last 10 games, if we won that Carabao Cup,
you see the way the league, you know what it is? You change based on what's going on in the game. Right now, I'm looking at every team in the Premier League, and I'm looking at we look the strongest, we look the safest, and every team looks a bit in disarray, and they've got each other coming up. I need us to focus on that league. We've got.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah, go on.
What if it gets to say there's because look, right now there's only 6 points between us and City. Let's say it gets to February, right? And there's 3 points in it. We're 3 points above them. But they've got a Carabao Cup final. And they go and win it. And they're full of confidence. And then for the running, they've just won a trophy. They've got all that confidence. And we're at the Carabao Cup, and we don't have a final to play in.
But that's the risk you take, though. But Dan, you know what it is? That's the risk you take. Like, this is high-level sport. You know what I'm saying? These are fine margins. Yes, it could work against us. But I'm just saying the risk I would take right now is we are looking so strong in the league that I need
you drop everyone. You'd play.
I would play the whole second team. I would play the whole second team, bro. The whole second team. Wow. No problem.
That stops some momentum, though, because we lose that game if we do that.
I don't think we do.
Not necessarily.
I don't agree with
you. If we lose the whole 11, the whole 11.
The whole 11.
That means.
It's not about the whole 11.
I wouldn't play Gyökeres. He needs rest. He's played every single game and every minute. I would rest Saka. Saka better not be near that team. Declan Rice better not be near that team. Gabriel needs to stay on the. He was an injury doubt from Crystal Palace. He can't play. Saliba's out anyway.
Sick. You know what? I genuinely think whatever team we put out will be good enough to beat Brighton tomorrow. The squad is so good. The back four of White, Mosquera, Hincapié, and Miles Lewis-Skelly. You could start that in the league and win games. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Brighton are a Premier League team, so it's the same argument. I think Norgard will play. I think Marino will play.
I think it's more about chemistry, though. It's about chemistry.
Yeah. I know. I get what Dan's saying. Dan's saying if you do play that whole 11, you have a high chance of getting knocked out, which I understand. But I'm willing to take that risk more than play our first team players and get injured in the Premier League. I don't want them getting injured in the league.
It is a tricky one. It is a really tricky. It's all hindsight, like Christian said.
Course,
We've
man,
5-0. Everyone's happy.
At the end of the day, this is why
get injuries.
This is why we built a squad that is, good enough to compete.
On all four fronts. Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Definitely, I think chemistry is definitely a big part of it, because I think you can get away with it if you're playing like the Port Vale or any other team in the Championship. But Brighton are a difficult team. Brighton do have they have good midfielders there. Baliba, what's that? Iyaga, whatever his name is. Like they've got decent players there. So I wouldn't really risk it making too many changes. I would make some changes, maybe 2 or 3. Timber for sure, I would rest. Maybe Rice, I would rest. But I think I'll pretty much keep it the same. Just for habit. Winning is a habit, bro. And the same way losing can be something.
Why can't we play Saka?
When you start,
can't play Saka, man.
Why not? I think Saka needs a goal. Saka needs to improve for me.
He could feature. Hold on, D. You were saying you wouldn't drop Djokovic the other day on our show.
No, that's what Atletico Madrid. You said you would drop him for.
Well, you said under any circumstance you would not be dropping him.
The league. You said you were dropping for Atletico Madrid. I'm saying the League Cup game now.
But you said under any circumstance you will never.
I said Crystal Palace is more important than Atletico Madrid to me.
No, any circumstance you would not drop him. That's what you said.
That's not what I said, bro. What are you talking about? You said you dropped him for Marino, then he scored 2 goals. What are you talking about? And you already held your hands up. I don't know what you're trying to have a comeback for. You already held your hands up and said sorry. So I don't know what you're.
Listen. I think Djokovic needs that game tomorrow more than anything. No, he needs that game tomorrow. He needs it.
Why?
What? Huh?
Why?
It's another chance for him to get a couple goals or get a goal.
He scored 2 against Atletico Madrid. He's fine. He's not lacking confidence. He's fine.
It's not just about him scoring against Atletico Madrid. It's about him being a striker and being sure he can score anytime needed. And if he's playing, he's got to score. He's got to score.
It's against his old team. He probably wants to.
What's your front line tomorrow, D? Just quickly before we move on. What's your front line?
I'm playing Dalman, Marino probably there, and I'll play Trossard on the left. Everyone that's a second is if Madueke was fit.
But who's the 3 in midfield then?
Waneri, Marino, Norgard.
Yeah, but Marino's up front.
Oh yeah, then I will play. I might play Lewis-Skelly. I might play Lewis-Skelly in the 6 and Calafiori left maybe.
Okay.
I'm trying to rest as many because of injuries. You can't play everyone, but I would rest.
I don't think you know the fallout and the backlash if we go out of this cup.
I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the league.
It's not about you worrying about it, man. It's about the vibe of the club. We're on the up right now. Let's keep it going. Why are we going to play that? Why are we going to go? Don't get me wrong, I would change it up as well, but I wouldn't do that.
Bro,
start Gabriel plays for the first time in midfield. Nah, man.
Bro, you're not listening. If Gabriel gets injured, and plays. There's backlash anyway.
Players can get injured.
Players can get injured at any time.
Nah.
If you get injured in training, what do you want to make them not train because you're scared of them getting injured?
I don't think I've ever valued the Carling Cup more than I have this season. It's been a cup that I've never cared nor respected. However, I do hear a lot of the points you lot are making in terms of when it comes to whenever the final is. I would love to be in that final. I would love for these boys to know what it's like to win together, and not just to win that alone, but it's a cup that can kickstart another feeling. Because right now, DJB said he's scarred as a fan. Rightly so, I'm scarred, but the players are scarred because the last few seasons they've just fallen short. So to get something that can increase and gain their confidence together, for once, I actually think this is a cup we got to start taking serious. Every successful manager that has been successful in the last 10 years has taken this cup serious, except Arsenal. I grew up in the Wenger days. He used this.
Trust me, you don't know what I'm thinking.
To play the youth. But we can't afford to do that now. In fact, I think this cup is probably the most important cup outside of the Premier League for us. Obviously, when the FA Cup comes into
what does that mean? What does that mean outside the Premier League, bro? The Premier League is the most important trophy for us. It's as simple as that.
D, what you gotta do, yeah?
Champions League.
You've got to create
Yeah, but
opportunity,
the Champions League,
all your
we're not
eggs
top of
in
the
one
Champions
basket.
League. Right now, we're top of the Premier League.
Hold on a
If we were
Hold on a
fourth,
second. Just ask me
your
a
mind
question.
changes.
You just asked me a question, yeah? At the end of the day, it's about creating as much opportunities for yourselves. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket. Try to have as many eggs and as many baskets as possible. You got more chance of being successful. So yeah, I would think.
I think what it is, just quickly, because I want to move to the last question before we close. I think what it is, what Stricto's saying, I agree with. What Christian's saying, I agree with. And what Dan said earlier, I really agree with. Me, Kenny, and DJ have all said the same. I actually want to win this Carabao Cup, not just because it's a trophy, but because it then gives momentum to do it again in May. That's the biggest reason I want to win this trophy, so we can say, right, let's lift it. Not look at this beautiful, prestigious trophy. We've never won one of these. It's this good. It's nothing to do with that. It's about go win this, bring it up, put it up in the air and say, right, this team has now won something, and we ain't stopping there. We're going to go do it in May as well, whether it's the Champions League or the Premier League. That's what I want to see happen. That's why we would go for it. I think he will take it seriously. Let's be real. Saka played against Bolton last season. Saka came on at 3-0 up against Preston last season. So he does bring on players like
And
that.
what did we say?
I
What
think-
did we say? And when he came on, what did we say? We complained that.
Yeah,
he
no,
got
I
injured.
didn't want to see it, D. I'm with you. I didn't want to see it. But that's what I'm saying. I think Arteta will take it seriously tomorrow night. I don't think it will be what the team Christian said. I think it'll actually be quite a few more players that will be like, whoa, he's playing Rice. Whoa, he's playing Gabriel. What? Saka's starting. I think we might do that tomorrow night. I don't know. I might be wrong though, man. But look, I want to finish on this question because we've got two people on the panel that have said something similar. And I want to debate it before we close, and we don't have long, right? So Egal, big up to you for coming on, man. Don't worry about being late. It's all good. I know you're busy. We've got Egal and Dan, positive Dan, should I say, that have said that they think this team can dominate. They think this team can go down in history, and they think this is going to be a very, very good few years for Arsenal Football Club. And I just want to debate that because there's different opinions on this panel all over the place. I think there's some that are like all in. We know Egal is one of those. There's some that are like, not sure. And I think myself, DJ and Kenny have been a little bit like that. And I think D, Christian, Stricto are probably on the kind of same perspective of we think Arteta can do it, but we kind of think he's got to be this year or he's got to really go. We replace him. I might be speaking for you. So if you're not that, then please feel free to speak. Let me start with Egal as to reasons why. I was with Egal earlier, and he thinks that Arteta is, other than Pep Guardiola, the best in the world right now, which we were debating. I don't agree with that, but you know, Egal can be Egal and have his his opinions. But Egal, why do you think this team's ready right now to dominate for the next few years, bro?
I'm just looking around and looking at the landscape. I think you could easily say on all three phases we kind of have solutions. For example, the defense, we're easily one of the best defenses in the league and across Europe. You can't really point out too many flaws in our defense. Then you go to our midfield. Maybe you could say we could use some more creativity, but at the same time, Odegaard's not really playing right now. We've just got put these guys together this year, and I still think we have one of the better midfields across Europe. I'm not saying we have the best midfield. Obviously, you have your Barcelonas and others who have great midfields also, but we're up there with some of the best midfields. And our attack, probably our weakest area, due to the fact that Gyökeres is still just joined, Saka's just coming back from injury, and we haven't really signed a proper left winger yet. So I'm looking at this team, I'm saying there's still ways to improve. But when I look at all three phases from the defense, midfield, and attack, I think we're one of the most complete teams across Europe. And you have great managers like Diego Simeone saying we are one of the best teams that he's faced, one of the most complete teams across Europe. So, and this is just our first like major season with this crop. We can talk about the last couple of years and how we've come short, but I do believe this is the first time where you can say, you know what, Arsenal genuinely has everything they need to go on and win. And this whole time, I've never thought Arteta was the problem. I always thought it was the personnel. I always thought we were short on squad depth. We were short in the striker situation. We were short in certain key areas. But now you can see when we have the squad depth and when we have the options to make rotation in the league and to make rotation throughout the season, that the manager has not been the issue. It's really just been the personnel, and coming short, in my opinion, has been down to the fact that we just might not have been ready enough. And going into this past weekend's games, I looked at the landscape and I said to myself, Manchester City don't seem good enough. Liverpool look like they're going through their own crisis. I look around the rest of the leagues and I say to myself, nobody's as good as us defensively. No one's probably as good as us at set pieces. We have an opportunity to capitalize and kick on from here. If the club does what they're supposed to do and they go and sign a proper left winger in the summer, what's to say we don't go and dominate and win this league and potentially go on and win the following seasons? With the age group of these players also, it's not like we're at the back end of a window or of a championship window. Our team is still of a young age, and where majority of our players are still improving.
And if he doesn't win something this year, you think we need to get rid of him?
And I think by the time we get to January, he doesn't win something, conversations will go out the window because we'll be so far ahead in the league that even DJB will say we're going to win this league.
Okay.
In January.
No, because guys, look at the landscape. Manchester City.
No, we're waiting for 20 points clear in January.
Manchester City.
Even the brilliant Man City teams didn't win it in January.
But DJB, take this in. Liverpool are in crisis. They've already lost 4 games. Okay. Manchester City have already lost 3 games. I'm looking at Arsenal and I'm saying we are not going to lose more than 3 or 4 games for the remainder of the season. We have such a good team that maybe if we do draw games, maybe if we do drop points, but I'm just looking at past title winners over the last 4 to 5 years. There's been no title winner who has 6 defeats. We would need to lose at least 4 to 5 games from now to the end of the season to give even Man City or City a chance or Liverpool a chance. And I'm not saying it's over. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying they have no chance, but I am saying they are fighting uphill battle and they don't have the consistency from the beginning of the season that they've shown to say that they're going to turn this all around and end up beating us to the league. We would need to dramatically fall off, and they would need to show a level of form that they haven't shown for the last year. When it comes to
it only takes one result for this narrative to change, isn't it?
No, it doesn't, bro.
Not for me or Galdo. Maybe for other people.
Earlier on in the stream, Miguel, we was talking about why other fans dislike us and why other fans think we're this and this and this. Well, when you're coming out with statements about winning the league in January, that's one of the reasons why.
No, but DJB, when I'm giving
no, that is one of the reasons why.
Okay, say that. But at the same time, if I'm giving you a real fact, which is
I'm giving you a fact, and I'm giving you another fact. No team has won the league by January. Not even the great Man City teams. Man City is 6 points behind us.
Liverpool under Klopp
behind us, by the way.
Liverpool under Klopp won the league before.
They're not 12. They're not 10. They're 6 points behind us.
Liverpool under Klopp, they won the league before COVID happened, which was around January.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, I'm not sitting here saying guaranteed we're going to win the league before January. I'm just sitting here saying Liverpool, when they won the league last year, they had 4 defeats. This season, they already have 4 defeats. Man City, when they won the league last, they had 3 defeats. City right now have 3 defeats.
Right. Okay.
It does get to a point where you look at your opponent.
We've also been in this situation, where this manager has been 8-9 points clear in the league and they've not got over the line.
Not 9 points.
DJB, this is not the same City.
It's never 9 points.
City right now is a one-man team. Erling Haaland scores or nobody else scores, really and truly. Mm-hmm. You look at Liverpool. Liverpool have a crisis on all 3 phases of football. They can't defend, they can't score goals, and their midfield is disjointed.
Yeah, I'll take your point on that. But we have Erling Haaland don't score. Who's our goal scorer then?
Bro, we have a team, a collective. Do you not realize, DJB, outside of Erling Haaland,
goals in open play? Doesn't that concern you?
DJB, what's worse is a one-man team that scores 11 goals and everyone else has 1 goal. At least, bro, you don't understand that Zubimendi has more goals than 90% of everybody in that City team.
How many goals has Zubimendi scored then?
2, and he has more goals than everybody in that City.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. That's fantastic. Brilliant. 2
is that not impressive?
It is impressive. No,
Erling Haaland can't.
No, but what I'm questioning you with, from Miguel, what you don't realise is you've come out with that accusation, right? We've just had a conversation during this panel, and we all agreed that whilst we are scoring set pieces, then that's fine. And we all said if we go through the season scoring set pieces, winning 1-0, and we win a trophy, fantastic. But all of our concerns is that we've got to improve other areas in the pitch, and you just said it as well. Our attacking third has got to improve. Now, because if the set pieces dry up and all teams get injuries and we get injuries and the set pieces dry up, then there's a problem because
Okay,
we're
but-
not looking threatening enough from other areas.
Okay, but DJB,
That's
this is my concern with Arsenal.
You're
fans.
looking at other teams being out of form at the moment.
But
That's what you're basing it
one
on.
second. I understand you want to look internally and look at your own improvements, but at the same time, you have to look at what's going on right now and say to yourself, this Arsenal team right now, even though we haven't been scoring the ridiculous goals, we are the second most goals in the league. We've conceded 3 goals. You look at the next closest to us, they've conceded 7. We don't need to score as many goals as everyone makes out
At the moment.
when we're conceding way less goals than everybody else. We can win more close games because of the
Miguel,
strength
it's
of our defense.
October. 9 games.
No,
October.
but DJB, you have to understand our opponents
Come
is
on,
who
man.
we're facing. As much as you think it's an internal issue,
You think, all right, let's ask you
opponents
another
are not
question.
as
Let's
strong as
ask,
you
let's
make out.
ask you another question. And on your heart, with the experience of Pep and all those players at Man City, Liverpool, all those players at Liverpool and what they've signed and everything else, and they've got over the line last season in the Premier. Do you honestly think that their bad form is going to continue right the way through the season?
yes, DJB, you want to know why? Because consistency is key. You can't win the league in the first 9 games, but you can lose it. And in my opinion, the form that Liverpool are on, they've already lost it. They don't have the level of consistency to show me that they're going to go on and kick on and win this league. I think they've already lost it.
And you think
And
Man
as for-
City is
and
going to
as for
carry on
City-
all through the season, not be a threat. They're going to tail off, and by January it's all going to be over.
DJB, as for City, until somebody else steps up and shows me they can help Holland to win this league, Arsenal's not going to lose to a one-man team. I'm
So
sorry.
who's our rival? Who's the
Our
biggest
rival,
threat to
our rival is
to-
our
to-
own
to
internal
League?
demons. That's it.
Bournemouth,
Our
Bournemouth.
rival is Arsenal.
No, but which team
Bournemouth.
is the biggest threat to Arsenal winning the league to you? in your
Arsenal.
mind?
Nobody else.
but
Arsenal's
I mean,
our biggest threat.
But what in the Premier League? Who's the team that you're more worried about? You think that
Nobody.
will-
Nobody. It's ourselves. Simple. Nobody else.
So there's no
I
team
agree-
that
I
you,
agree
there's no
with
other
that.
team
There
that you
is
think
no
will win the league.
other Premier League team.
I
Let's
agree.
not forget, yeah, this Arsenal team, not last year, the year before, got the most wins in the club's history and got 89 points, 1 point less than the Invincibles, and scored the most goals in Arsenal's history as well. More
And
goals
what
than the
trophy
Invincibles.
did that bring?
I'm just saying. So this team has shown they can get up to that level of points.
And the
My point
manager's
is-
also shown that he when on the pressure
Don't
in
need to turn it on Arteta
semi-finals.
now. Why do we need to turn it on Arteta?
For this
because
season-
it's a fact. It's a
For
fact.
this season, if we get
You're
89
ignoring- you're
points,
ignoring the
If
we
fact
get
that
any- if we get 89 points,
can't
we
get over
beat.
the line.
A
you
lot
know
of
the
you lot-
point,
The question
DJ,
marks.
a lot of you lot are cups
What
over
I'm
teams,
saying
man.
is the
One
question
one at
mark.
a time. One
are
at a
still-
time.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Arteta's not improved this season. Before we go down that line, but you only have to look at the facts. And whilst it's all going well at the moment, there are still question marks when the going gets tough, and in big moments, the manager has failed to get us over the line. That's why we
You know
haven't
what?
won anything. So
All
the
right, all right.
question
One
marks
thing.
are still there.
Can I just say one thing? I see Igal's point, right? I'm not going to write them off. Liverpool have got a great squad. They won it last year. They got the experience, but losing 4 games in the first, they lost 4 games all season last year. We lost 4 games. You know, you can't really lose 4 games at your first 9 and expect to go on and win the league. That's a fair point. Manchester City, Haaland scored 11 goals. The next top scorer has scored 1. I get that. If the goals dry up like they did against Aston Villa, you expect them to not be up there. So I get the point. You can't write them off. But also for Arsenal, it's not just 9 games or 13 games. This is 3 years or 4 years. 22-23, we challenged for the title. We bottled it. 23-24, like Positive Dan says, 89 points, most goals scored. We didn't win it because there was an incredible Manchester City team in the league that season.
That's
that
no
did a
longer
treble.
there.
Right? Liverpool last season obviously walked the league. We had mad injuries last season. Cool, if you don't want to mention it, but it hindered our season. We still got to a semi-final of a Champions League and finished second, which isn't good enough. I'll admit that. We didn't win a trophy. But this hasn't just been building from this first 9 games. Arteta's been building this project for 5-6 years. We've been up there for the last 3-4 years. And now we're seeing us showing form of being the best team in the league. And yeah, I'm glad other teams are falling away. You know, I'm glad Liverpool are losing games and City are losing games because I don't want it to come down to, you know, March, April, May, and it's 1-2 points in it. I'd rather be 15, 20 points clear. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not writing them off, but I understand these points. Right now, we look the most complete team in the league. Okay, attacking wise, we can improve. I 100% agree. But it's looking good. And while we're looking around, there's no one that I understand the point of no one really looks like challenge us for the title right now. If we
Here's
keep
the
up this
thing,
form,
And
they
you
keep
know
up
how
this
I know
form,
DJB
that's how it
agrees with
looks.
me?
What,
The way I
if-
know
what if
DJB
Haaland's
agrees with me,
goals dry up?
whenever we mention title rivals, you always mention internal issues. You never tell me why they're so scary. The reality is, this is not the same old City. I was speaking to a City fan earlier today. If City need a goal today versus Newcastle like they did a couple years ago, you're not going to get Kevin De Bruyne giving it to Oscar Bob. It's basically Erling Haaland or nobody else. I don't see Phil Foden stepping up to that level.
Listen,
I don't
I
see
agree
Mahrez
that
stepping up
City
to
and
that
Liverpool
level.
are not the same as what they have been previous. But what I'm trying to say is
That's who we're facing.
we have to keep it kind of level, because the moment we try and get overconfident and disrespect other teams and write other teams and think, oh, we're going to go into this and we're going to win and we're going to do this and we're going to, that is when the problems start.
I think that's
All I'm
only for
saying-
the players,
There's a
not
difference
that's
between
DJB. That's for the
DJB,
players, not
there's
for
a
the
difference
fans.
between disrespect and the actual reality in front of our eyes. City do not lose more than 3 games to win a league. Liverpool cannot lose more than 4 games to lose a league. We have already in 3 games this only 2 games this season where we've dropped points across all competitions. Both City and Liverpool have already lost way more than we did last season in the league. So I'm not necessarily looking at them and saying all of a sudden they're just going to switch a magical gear and flip and turn into this super team. They have to gradually improve to a point where they can get that consistency. And I think it's a long season, and throughout the season we have a lot more margin for error than they do. They drop 1 or 2 more games, you could say their season's potentially done.
So
you're not
worried about any. You're not worried
Liverpool
about
play
any.
Manchester City.
Yeah.
Liverpool play City.
We've got to play them in April. I
We were
think.
to beat
away at
Burnley and
the Etihad.
Sunderland and not get ahead of ourselves, right? But if we do, right, we
win the
should
league
be
up there.
expected to win those 2 games. Yeah. And say Manchester City and Liverpool both win their fixture this weekend. They then play each other the next weekend. So minimum will be 6 points clear of City or 7 clear of Liverpool. If City win that game, we could be 10 clear. Do you know what I mean? Like that is the landscape right now if we do our job. So it's not crazy to say that we're just looking at ourselves. So it's not crazy to say at all that we are the only reason we can win this league.
It is crazy to say that the league can be won in January. I'm sorry. I'm
not saying the league is going to be guaranteed won. Obviously, mathematically, it can't be won. But what I'm telling you is, if the league might not be won, but it can be lost. And I'm saying City and Liverpool look closer to losing the league at this moment in time than they do winning it. That's the facts. Based on how they've been performing.
Let me ask you another question, Igor. What is it that you think the reasons why we may not win the league? Can you see any reasons why we don't?
There is no reason. There's no individual reason why we're not going to win this league. Not because Erling Haaland.
No injuries, no nothing. What about if any players got injured? Because we've just been arguing over who's the strongest team in the Carabao Cup.
There is 0 excuses on why Arsenal should lose this league. We have the best defense. We have the squad depth, even with injuries, to manage it. When it comes to lack of goals, guess what? We don't need to win 3-1. We don't need to win 2-0.
So on that basis, then why we shouldn't be worried about what team plays tomorrow in the Carabao Cup, because they're all as equal as one another, and it doesn't matter if the first team is stronger than just.
You haven't asked me about the Carabao Cup. You haven't asked me about the Carabao Cup.
No, I'm just saying a bit. You're saying about what I'm saying about if we get certain injuries to certain players. So if Rice was out injured, or Saliba was out, or Gabriel was out injured,
find a solution like you did in
things
the
like that. You're not worried at all throughout the season if they get any injuries that it's going to weaken our team and our chances.
No, because we have a squad and we have to utilize it to help us win, regardless what the injuries are. At this moment in time, I think every single one of you guys have said there's no excuses, but all of a sudden you're trying to find a reason why we can't win the league. Everyone here probably knows we are in the best position.
It's not finding excuses. I'm just saying you got to look at the whole thing.
What is the picture?
You're going for a league. Everything has to be in place perfectly.
100%. And you know what's falling into place? Manchester City are not as good. Liverpool is not as good. Our closest competition at this moment in time is Bournemouth and Sunderland. And obviously they're not going to beat us to the league. So I'm looking around and I'm saying to myself, Arsenal, go ahead and run away with it. And come the end of the season when we do win it and we potentially run away with it, no one's going to sit here and say, oh, well, we ran away with it. Our competition wasn't good enough. They're going to say, good job. You guys did your job for the first time in 3 years. And I don't think our issue over the last couple of years has necessarily been that the manager's the issue. I always thought it was the personnel. Now that we have the personnel, guess what? This team still has another level to go. Go get me a left winger in the summer and another midfielder. We could even go to a next level and win again. But hey, this is comedy. This is delusion, right? All you guys, when we win the league, every single one of you guys are going to be happy, and you're not going to be sitting here talking about, oh, well,
they're not going to be happy, bro. They're not all going to be happy. Trust me. Some are still going to be.
Some
pissed.
of them will find a way. It's
right.
true.
Yeah,
Some of them will find a way.
I get rival fans.
Name names.
I understand rival fans
happy,
being
bro.
pessimimistic.
Hey,
let me give you a scenario though. Let me give you a scenario. Dan, say we win the Premier League in May and we've got a Champions League final, right? And then we lose the Champions League final.
Dan, you got to let Stricto name names first, bro. You got to let him name names first.
Wallahi, I can already tell.
No, I get what Dan was saying. I hear what Dan was saying.
Arteta's going to win the league, and there's still going to be people saying, I still want him sacked. I'm telling you, because they have such a big.
Yeah, there will be, but we need to win the league first. But there will be that. But that's. But
what happens, D? If we win the Premier League and then it comes to May and we have a bad performance in the Champions League and we lose it, then there will be people saying he's got to go. He can't win the Champions League.
I'm sick and tired of some of you guys, man. Honestly,
idiots will be saying that, man. Come on, man.
Idiots, 100%. But there are idiots.
Just enjoy the team.
True.
Just enjoy this season. We're gonna win the league.
Have we not been, Miguel?
And potentially we have the next great manager in our team already. When we finally start winning trophies, similar to how Harry Kane was finally rated after he won a league title, you guys are gonna finally rate Mikel Arteta on that level. And people are saying I'm getting carried away. I am genuinely serious. You guys don't know what we're capable of yet. This team hasn't even clicked. We've just been fighting fires.
Wait, what are we capable of? What do you think we're capable of?
We have been fighting fires from week one. We've not even seen this team click into full gear.
Yeah, but when you say
wait until there's levels to go. There's levels to go. You wait. You wait until you see Saka, Havertz, Odegaard, Madueke.
6 years and £1 billion. It's about time, Miguel, isn't it?
All you people acting like. Some of you fans within the own fan base and people in the chat, I'm talking to you. You act like this is a club.
Tell him, bro.
6 years and £1 billion, and he's finally getting it.
Like you're a rival.
Tell him, my brother.
That's the poor to say that about the £1 billion.
Be humble. Shut your mouth with the be humble.
Yeah.
When we're finally looking like we're a serious team, we have no holes. Defensively, we're
finally looking like a serious team.
Why are you guys sitting here saying, "Oh my God"? Let's be humble. It's one game at a time. Yes, it's one game at a time. But if we see Arsenal go slap up the next opponent, we see Arsenal go slap up the opponent after that, and we keep seeing Liverpool and City drop points. At what point are you guys going to be like, you know what? The league is ours to take. Let's go wrap this thing up and let's go focus on the next trophy. And you want to know something? Unlike you guys, I don't care what team we play in the Carabao Cup. I just want us to continue to keep the good times rolling, keep the momentum rolling. If it means play whoever you play them as long as nobody gets injured, we're good. Lovely jubbly.
Mic drop moment.
Well done, bro.
Well done, Miguel. Well done.
Come on, DJB and Kenny.
Let's let the lads have a say, man. Let's let the lads have a say.
Well done,
Big up to you, Miguel. Every time.
He's waited months for that. He's waited months for that.
He has, man. He has. He's waited a long time for that, man. Big up to you, Miguel. You keep doing your thing, man. You keep doing your thing, Miguel. Let me bring Dan in because Dan was kind of like standing ovation when Gal was talking. So what are you telling me, Dan? Are you in full agreement? Do you think there's no way we can't win this league? We're gonna for the next year. We're gonna dominate. I see you clipped up earlier with Don on the terrace. I ain't watched it yet, but I know you and Don. That would have been fun, by the way, because Don definitely wouldn't have been agreeing with you. Let me tell you that now. So what are you saying, bro?
Listen, with Don, when I first went on a show with him, I told him that we finished 15 points above them minimum, and I guaranteed it. And here we are, we're 8 points above them, nine games in. With this Arsenal team, I just echo everything Egal says. I've watched this team. I've watched them, and they got better and better every single season, bar last season, which was due to, we all know it was down to the injuries, right? But fair enough. And in the Champions League, we did progress. We've gone from the quarters to the semis. This year, God willing, it's going to be the final. But with the Premier League, I feel like this team, because of the age of this team, you think about it, Saka's not even in his prime yet. Martinelli is not in his prime yet. All right, Trossard's a bit older. Jokeridze is at the prime age right now. But the defense, Gabriel's going to be there for another 5 years. Saliba could be there for another 10 years. Skelly, Calafiori, the age of this team. This is not a team. You look at Liverpool last year, right? They had a Mo Salah at 32, 33. We knew there's going to be a season where he's going to drop inevitably because of his age. Same with Van Dijk. But this team, we're not going to be thinking about that this season. How many players do we have that are over 30? This team's only going to get better. Like a gal says, there's another gear. And I think we need to just enjoy this ride. Because Mikel Arteta, I agree. I don't see a better manager than Mikel Arteta. Tactically, I think he's phenomenal. He's finding other ways to win. He can play in a variety of different ways. I think we are witnessing greatness. And Arsene Wenger never won a back-to-back title. George Graham never won a back-to-back title. It was only Herbert Chapman in the 1930s. And I know, look, we've got to get the first one over the line. But if we do win this Premier League, when we do, I think we'll be heavy favourites for the next season as well. And if he can go and win back-to-back Premier League titles and a Champions League, let's say in the next 3 or 4 years, does he go down as the greatest manager in Arsenal's history? Does he? Because as great as Arsene Wenger was, and I was his biggest fan, he never won the Champions League, and even the Invincibles, really, they probably underachieved a bit. They should have won a Champions League. That team of 2002, they didn't quite do it in Europe. In '98, I think we went out in the group stages. So I think Arteta, listen, he's only going to get the credit when he wins it. But I've seen this coming for a long time. Going to the Emirates, seeing the team, the unity, the man has united this team. In his first ever interview, he said it was all about connecting with the fans again. And you feel it at the Emirates. There's a totally different atmosphere. And people forget just how toxic it was. 20,000 or 25,000 fans, Frankfurt, walking out the stadiums. It was horrible. It was the worst time to be an Arsenal fan. And now it's the best time. I think we all got to unite together now as fans. And listen, enjoy the journey, man. Because look, some people you might want to wait until you know it's mathematically impossible. You got idiots in here saying about they wouldn't trust Arteta even if we're 20 points clear. It's just stupid. There's wild statements. There's people coming on my streams and I have to ask them, what would Arteta have to do? What if he won the Champions League and Premier League? And they said they still want him out. So there's clearly a lot of agendas and it will piss some people off. On the stream I was on today, Aaron was meant to be on it and he wasn't there. LB was meant to be on it and he wasn't there. Man City fan. So look, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I look, the term flip-flop, I think you can change. Stricto said it. He changed. I think it's all right to change. It's all right to turn around now and go, you know what? It looks like Arteta's. It's all right.
That's a slider, bruv. That's a slider, bruv. That's not a flip-flop Strict. That's a slider.
It's all right. It looks like Arteta's going to do the business. You know, there's nothing wrong in saying that. If we finish,
they're not ready for? They're not ready for the conversation. Arteta's top 2 in the league and probably top 5 in the world. They're not ready for that.
You already think that.
I agree.
They're not ready for that conversation.
You already think that. He doesn't.
Because if we finish 10 points off the top, I would be like, you know what? I've got it wrong with Arteta.
If we listen, I'm normally on you lot's team, but we have got to calm down, bro. Man, I'm talking about greatness before it's happened, bro. That's like we have. Like, listen, we all believe that. I'm an Arteta. I believe Arteta can win the league, and I believe this team. I'm a top gunner like you lot.
This team's not going anywhere, though, is it?
Before you go on,
what I'm saying is we can't.
These guys are saying could be. No one is saying is. This is all could be.
What I'm saying, we can't start. No, we're not saying that because we can't start talking about greatness and all of that. We've not won anything yet.
No one's saying they are great now. This is the thing. People are saying they could be. They have the potential to be.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
they
is
are the greatest.
Wait. Let me finish what I'm saying. You can say that about everyone has the potential to be. How many players have the potential to be great? You can say that about everybody.
But you have to admit this team is set up to.
You have to be in a position.
No, but we are in the position. What do you mean win the Prem this year? Win the Prem next year? Win 2 Champions League? Win 5? What are you saying?
We're seeing potential in this team.
Let me explain it to you in the easiest way. Erling Haaland potentially is going to be one of the best in Premier League history. You can already say
proved it though.
No, he hasn't gotten there yet. He hasn't broke all these records.
He broke the goal scoring record. He broke the goal scoring record.
No. Same thing you're doing with Arsenal. We haven't won the league. We haven't done this. We haven't done that. Erling Haaland still hasn't even passed Harry Kane. So he can't say that. But guess what?
I'm confused. I'm confused what you mean. What are you talking about?
My point is, you can see where the trajectory of Erling Haaland's career is going if he stays at Man City for the next 10 years. So you could also see with Arsenal the trajectory of this project and this team. Right now, we're the man digging and there's diamonds everywhere. We just need to strike. We're so
but
close.
Miguel,
We're literally
Miguel,
so close.
what I'm saying is, what we're trying to say is that's all.
I'm not
well
even
and
trying
good
to. I
you
don't want to
see-
agree
you
with
can see- you
DJB.
can
That's
see.
the thing. You're
The
making me and
facts
DJB
are-
agree for
The
no reason.
facts
I'm not.
are, but the facts are, we have already seen in the past
It's a great
years
debate,
the
man.
manager.
All right.
We've seen it already that
Guess
the
what? Guess
manager
what?
in certain areas, semi-finals, Champions League semi-finals, and everything else, we've already seen it that he's not got over the line.
what?
This is what I'm saying. We've seen that.
Guess what?
Yeah.
You rate Inzaghi as a manager, right?
So what I'm trying to
Once
say
again,
is, no, all
once
I'm
again.
trying to say is, I'm not saying that he's not going to be able to do it this season and he's got a better squad. I'm not saying that. But to get above ourselves on and putting him as like the second best manager in the world, and we've got the best squad in the world and best squad in European football, I'm with Dave.
Okay,
We haven't done it
DJB,
yet. So how are you doing
One
this?
second. You're on Fraud Watch. I want to find
are
out.
you doing this?
One second. You're on DJB.
No.
you're on-
But
you're on-
how
one
are
second,
you?
Hey, yo,
How
funny.
are
One second, one
you
second, DJB.
predicting all of this when you've
Listen,
had a
this is-
manager
this is-
that's fouled?
I want
on
to test.
numerous
I want to
Let
test
him
something.
ask DJ.
I
Let
wanna
him ask
test
this
something.
question. Let him ask
I
this
wanna
question.
test
Go on,
something.
Go on.
Do you rate Inzaghi higher than Arteta? Yes or no?
Do I rate Inzaghi higher than Arteta?
Yeah.
Well, how many trophies has Inzaghi won, and how many
I'll
trophies?
tell you the
has
facts.
Arteta
I'll
won?
tell you the facts.
No.
Last season-
Give me
No,
the
no, no.
facts on how
Let
many
me give you the
titles.
facts. Let me
How
give you
many
the facts.
trophies has Inzaghi
Let me give
won?
you the facts. Champions League final lost in a cup final to AC Milan, lost another cup final to AC Milan, lost the league last season after back of losing the league a couple years before that. So everything you disrespect Arteta for, this guy's done within one season 4 times, but yet you still rate him as a higher manager because he won a league title.
This is where you're getting it wrong. I've praised Arteta quite a lot. I've seen a lot of good things under Arteta. All I'm saying is that you've got to look at the facts before you start putting people on pedestals and he's the best here and he's the best there. Let the guy win something first.
Guess what? Harry Kane didn't need to win a league title.
In the past, he's fouled.
Stop.
But
Harry Kane
DJB, why did you have to mention the billion?
Harry Kane did not need to win a league
That's what I
title
wanna
for me
know.
to see with my eyes that he was world class. Harry Kane did not need to go to Bayern and win stuff before me to say he was one of the best strikers in the world. I don't need to see Arteta win league titles before I start saying this guy's one of the best in the world. It's the fact that he had to rebuild a team from scratch that was nowhere near competitive over a 5-year span, overtake a Man City team that won 4 leagues in a row, overtake a Liverpool team that was set up to win everything over 7 years, and you guys are sitting here. You guys are sitting here.
Let's go back to Inzaghi. Let's go back to Inzaghi. FIFA World Cup 2006, 2 Champions League titles, 3 Serie A titles.
Oh, Cup. That was us as a player.
Okay, guys, you see,
Twice.
we got him.
He won the World Cup as a player.
Please, brothers, let me
Come
just
on,
say
man.
this.
God, I
This
wrote
is
you
why
the
I was
DJB.
testing
A
you.
winner.
This is
What
why I
are
was
we doing
testing
here?
you. You are
What is
calling
going on?
Arteta a loser, and you're calling Inzaghi a winner. Guess what? Last
Because
season,
he's won
he was a
trophies.
bigger
It's
bottle
facts.
job.
It's
Last
facts.
season,
You can't
last season, he was the
disrespect
biggest
Inzaghi. He's
bottle
won
job.
trophies.
Last season, he was the biggest bottle job in Serie A history. He lost 4 league titles. He lost 4 trophies last season in embarrassing fashion. If Arteta was to do what
agree.
Inzaghi did last season,
agree.
you guys would want him on a stick. So
No,
don't sit here and big up
No,
other managers.
I agree what you're saying about
disrespect our
Inzaghi
manager.
last season, Miguel. I agree what you're saying about Inzaghi last season. What did Arteta do last? What has Arteta done with the last 3 seasons then?
But why do you lot always narrow it down?
No.
Yeah, it has
He
to be
brought it
that,
up.
innit?
Why not
He
6
brought it up,
seasons?
Stricto. What are we saying here?
Hold on.
Come on, he's
You lot always
Okay.
narrow this down when you're
Okay, let's do it, Miguel. Arteta finished runners up in last season. He finished runners up the
Why
season
do you lot
before.
always
He
narrow
finished
this
runners
thing
up
down?
the season
This is why
before
you lot's
that. He
agenda is
lost the
obvious.
Champions
And I
League
am sure
semi-final.
the day
He lost
Arteta
the
wins a
Carabao
trophy,
Cup
Yo.
you're
semi-final.
going to hate it
Don't
so
do it.
much, DJB. You're going to hate when Arteta wins a trophy so much.
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the
Where do I
evidence?
hate? Where do
No,
I
we'll
hate?
hate.
No, but
We'll
look,
hate
you
when
know
he
what
wins.
proved
Where's-
it? No,
show
you
the
know what
evidence.
proved it
Show
for
the
me
evidence.
is when he was doing his speech.
I've started to clock what you lot do. If
What-
Arsenal
what-
won,
doing
if
what?
Arteta
Doing
won
what?
something
Please
When-
elaborate.
Let
When-
Stricto land
What's
first.
he done in the
Go on,
last
go on.
season? You lot
Is that-
conveniently narrowed this thing down to 3 seasons when we haven't won it. Conveniently. Let's go back 5-6 seasons then. Why don't we do that?
Miguel's comparing Inzaghi with Arteta, and I'm just saying Inzaghi's won things Arteta hasn't.
Arteta has won.
But
What,
Inzaghi
yeah,
has.
but-
Simply
Do you
saying
agree?
Arteta's a better manager.
Since
You know,
January 1.
You know what is also a fact, right? This is Arteta's first job. right? His first job, he comes into to an Arsenal team that is in the mud, banter club, wins an FA Cup, then builds the squad.
That's why there's still question marks.
One second. Spends a lot of money. Spends a lot of money, builds an incredible team that are now the bookmakers' favourites for the Champions League, a thing we've never won, and the Premier League in his first.
He deserves credit for that, but he's got to win.
Yeah, he deserves so much credit.
We've given him credit for that. Now, he's still got to win something, Christian.
But the argument about him being a great manager, he is a great manager. To do what he's done already without winning is incredible in your first job. Right? I have no doubt in Arteta's career he'll lift
won a double in his first job.
I have no doubt he probably lift the Premier League at some point.
With Arsenal,
but you lot are talking about being better than Wenger
in 1986 is his first
job. You're not mentioning Wenger.
We're talking about now. We're talking about the landscape of managers now, which is very different to 30, 40 years ago.
Arteta's done an incredible job to get up to where he has. He's built the club. He's turned the club around. He's done a good job. That is all that's happened so far. All of this great thing and better than Wenger and doubles and trebles. We need to win one. We need to win one first. I don't know why
we're saying that we don't need to win, D. You're making a point that no one else is making. No one here has said that Arsenal don't need to win. Everyone has made the same point. The last thing we need to do, the only thing we need to do now is go and win. Go and win the Premier League. Go and win the Champions League. Win a major.
That's the hardest thing to do. Going to be the hardest thing to do.
Of course it is. But why are you saying the point like everyone said, oh, it's fine not to win? Everyone's saying we got to win.
No, let me go to Christian's point. Christian said, why am I saying everyone wants to win? But the point I'm making is
we are all saying we need to win.
I know, but you're saying great manager. You're saying he's
one of the best managers.
He's one of the great
manager.
Say that again.
Arteta's one of the best managers in the world right now. For what
you said that you started mentioning Wenger and all of this.
Because guess what?
Why do you guys think he should be sacked if he doesn't win? If he's one of the best managers in the world,
my lifetime, outside of George Graham.
One sec. Answer Dan's question. Why do you think if he doesn't win the league this year, he should be sacked if he's one of the best managers in the world?
By the way, I don't think he's going to get sacked.
Answer that question.
Okay, because it's been so many years. If we were not to win the league this season, it would have to be a catastrophic failure and a drop off in the second half of the season. But right now, as currently constructed, not only are we going to win the league, we're potentially going to go on a great run with the amount of players we have in with young ages. The quality.
We're going to go on a great run. We should go on a great run wherever though we go. This is the point.
No. There's a sense of entitlement. There's a sense of entitlement from the fan base. I don't like this entitlement. Arsenal should always be winning. Guess what? The squad you guys actually rate now. The squad you guys actually rate now was built by the Arteta that you guys don't rate.
Correct.
The team you think should win,
if he can't win
with
it, we will have to replace him. That's what we're
saying. There's no need to replace. There's no need to replace this
Dan, I can ask something. I want to ask DJB something because when Igal was doing his speech, right, DJB, you said, I don't know if you're saying it sarcastically or what, but you said, yeah, about time he spent $1 billion and he's done it 6 years. So is that what you say if we win the Premier League? Well, it's about time. He had to spend $1 billion to do it, because that's what I think rival fans will say. But I'd like to know, is that what you?
No, I'm just saying that for the amount of money that's been spent and for the team that he's built and for how long he's been there, this is his squad. These are his players. This is his time now. So it is time.
United have spent billions. Chelsea have spent billions.
It is time that he wins something. You can't keep going season in, season out.
Will you give him credit? Will you give him credit if he wins it?
Of course, you give him credit. I'm giving him credit now. I'm giving him credit now for doing what he's done. I'm not. What you're misunderstanding. What I'm trying to say is because I've been scarred in the past and the expectations has been there. Last season, I thought last season the squad was good enough to win a trophy, a Carabao Cup. I was gutted we got knocked out against Newcastle. I thought we was good enough to win that cup. I thought we was good enough last season with the team we had to go and win an FA Cup. The season before, I thought we was good. In that season where we were blowing teams away and Odegaard was scoring like 15 goals and everything else, I thought we was good enough then to go and win a cup of some sort.
No, yeah, we was in the Europa League that year as well.
No, but I thought this manager was good enough to win silverware. Other than the FA Cup that he won, I thought we could have gone on and won. I thought we could have gone on and won an FA Cup. I thought we was good enough to win a Carabao Cup.
Do you
So
think
this
we
is
could
what
win the
I'm-
quadruple though?
No,
this
no,
year?
but hang on a
Okay,
minute.
now
I'm asking you a question.
None of this quadruple
No,
Sorry,
chat,
listen.
man. Let's
I'm
not
asking you a
start this,
question.
please.
I'm asking you a
let's
question,
not,
right?
let's
You
not,
asked me a
let's not.
question.
Go
I'm answering.
Go on,
right?
go on.
So what I'm trying to say is all over the years gone past, we haven't got over the line with this manager. So what I'm trying
Is
to
it
say
the manager's
is we
fault,
need to
or has
keep-
there been other issues?
we need to keep the feet on the ground and see where it takes us, because there's evidence that the manager has failed in the past. You can't keep saying he's the best in the world and he's this and he's that and he's this when the proof has been there that he's failed in the past.
All right, guess what? There's been people who failed in the past and they turned it around. Gabriel Magalhaes in the past was called a bozo. Now he's one of the best in the
Jurgen
world.
Klopp.
Am I still
Jurgen
going to call
Klopp.
him a bozo because he was a bozo back in the day? No, I'm not. Gabriel Magalhaes is the perfect example of you can change your
Jurgen
mind
Klopp.
on an individual.
Alex Ferguson.
Jurgen Klopp lost in about 4 finals before he
I
started.
remember last year we were sitting here, guys were honestly saying, who has Arteta improved? And they were ignoring
He
the
was
fact
also
that,
sitting there saying if Liverpool won the Premiership, sack Arteta.
no, I never said that.
Yes, you
I
did. Yes,
One
you
second.
did. Yes, you
Guess why I
did.
changed my
Yes,
mind?
you did.
Guys, 1 second.
Yes, you
I
did.
sat here
Flip
and I
flop.
made a statement.
Now you're
flop.
saying he's the best
1
in the
second.
world, Gal.
TJB, I sat here and I made a statement last year. What was that statement?
Your
The
statement
reason-
was if Liverpool win the Premiership, Arteta should be sacked.
Okay, and you know what the statement was in January? Arsenal currently have an injury crisis. We don't know. We can't deal with it. I don't blame the manager. I blame the
injuries.
squad. I blame the squad.
Oh,
I
come
blame.
on,
I
man.
blame the squad.
Wait, did you say?
building.
We didn't have an injury crisis when we went out the Carabao Cup against Newcastle. We
you know
didn't have
what?
an injury crisis when we
TJB,
lost against Man United. in
I
penalties.
realize it doesn't matter what I say to you. You don't want to hear it.
No,
That's the
no, no.
reality.
Because you don't. You could, because all your. See, the problem is, right, Igal, is because someone else has a different opinion, you don't want to listen. But the
No,
facts
you don't want to
are,
listen because I
when
have a
we
different
played
opinion.
Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, there was not an injury crisis. Check the squad.
Guess what? We didn't have the squad depth
Okay.
regardless.
Also,
That was-
the facts were
You
when
agree
you
with me,
said
though.
if Liverpool win the Premiership, sack Arteta.
And I
For the
also said
record-
in
For
January,
the record, that never came from me.
hey, I also changed my opinion in January, and I said that we don't have the squad depth, and I'm not going to criticize the manager for the poor squad building, and I think we need to go again in the summer and rebuild the squad. What happened? What happened in the summer? We signed 8 players, we rebuilt the squad depth, and now we have some of the best squad
Right.
depth we've had
So
in the
on
Emirates
your-
era.
on your basis,
I can
then,
no
with our
longer
squad
blame.
depth,
I can
with
no
our
longer blame the
world-class
manager.
players,
I've made it
with our
consistent.
world-class manager, we should be winning more than one trophy this season. Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah, we're gonna win
winning
the
the
four
Premier
of them.
League. One
This will
second.
be this will be the
TJB,
next narrative.
TJB,
If we only win a Prem, the next
I am
narrative
so
will be,
confident.
if it's that great, where's the FA Cup? Where's the Carabao?
TJB,
Why has we won the
I am
Champions
so
League?
confident we're winning the Premier League.
That's gonna be the next narrative, man.
I don't bet, but I would put my house on it. That's how serious I am right now. Arsenal's winning.
Mate,
the
I'm getting 10. I'm getting 10 grand if we win the Premier League.
Yeah,
Wait,
Arsenal's winning the
wait.
league.
Oh, you think
Yeah.
it's guaranteed to win the league? You think?
Bro, the league is in our pocket. The only way we lose it is if we take it
I
out of our
agree.
pocket, spit on it, and throw it at City.
I agree. I listen. I agree that I think we can win the
Hey,
league.
tell him, Miguel.
Totally.
You
I
know
agree
what?
that we
I'll
can
say
win the
this,
league.
right?
But I
I'll
mean,
say
this
this
great
quickly, 'cause I
manager
don't
should be
actually-
the least.
What are you lot saying about the
think-
parade though? That's what I
Yeah.
want to know.
I don't
Hey,
actually
chill,
think
chill,
we're.
chill.
all
But Dan,
of
I'll
the
see you
three
there,
of
man.
us
I
on
don't
here.
know
One
what to
sec,
say.
one sec. People, one sec.
You're
Hello,
yellow
is my
kit,
mic even
throw
on?
the red one.
Hello, is it on? Is my
Give me the
mic
red
on?
one.
Yeah, right, cool. I'm
Go on,
trying
Dan.
to host this, but it's impossible with a gal on it, man. Screaming at everyone. Right. Let me ask this, because I don't actually think, although there's 8 of us on here, I don't actually think we're miles apart, although you would not know it listening to this, right? I just want to ask this really simple question. And I don't care who answers it, but I don't actually know why we're arguing and debating so much, because I'm hearing that there's people like Igal and Dan that think we're going to win the league. And there's people like me, DJ and Kenny that are saying, I bloody hope so. I'm still not 100% convinced, but we should win it this year because we've got the best squad, the best, most settled, and the best squad depth. What would you like, and I asked this to Igal and Dan and maybe Stricto, what would you like me, Kenny, and DJ to say, which would make you go, finally? What is it we're not saying that you guys would like to hear from us? Are you wanting us to say the league's going to be ours? It's done. Let's wrap it up. January, we're all celebrating. Let's celebrate it now. It's in our pocket. Is that what you want to hear us say? I don't know what you want us to say.
Ultimately, I want the same energy all through.
Hmm.
That's what I want. I want the same energy.
Okay, what? Explain more in
Well,
that. Now.
Arteta will get slagged off, won't he? If
Let
something
me
goes
go-
wrong.
let
So
me
if things
go
are going right. Go on,
And
Scripto. Sorry, bro.
This is one of the issues, right? Is that whether you're an Arteta in or Arteta out or an indifferent, I think one of the main issues is that, you know, when it starts getting to insults such as, oh, it's fans like you, it's fans like stuff of that nature. That is where I have an issue with, because you can be Arteta. I ain't got an issue with that. I'm Arteta in. You shouldn't have an issue with that. But the moment someone starts saying, oh, it's fans like him that keep the club, or it's fans, and then they get annoyed or get defensive when you point the mirror back at them.
That's more of a gunner thing. That's more of a gunner thing, though.
Energy full time. I've said before, I've been an Arteta out, and now I'm an Arteta in. Yeah, but what I haven't done is I haven't insulted anyone. I haven't said, "Oh, it's fans like you that do this and do that." So once you're that fan, keep that energy throughout, because you've made it clear that your mind doesn't change. You're scared of being called a flip flop. Like I said, I will name people. DJB one, Lee Gunner's another one. You lot are so fucking terrified of being called flip flops.
Stricto, can I just come in there, because you've just hang on a minute. No, that's offensive, and I'll tell you why. All right, I'll let you say something, and then I'm going to come in. Right?
Something. Oh, 1 second. If Arsenal do something,
no
you
problem.
are scared your credibility with the cult fans who are against Arteta and Arsenal. You lot are so scared of that. People can say I'm an Arteta sexual, but you lot are cult fans that are anti-Arsenal as far as I'm concerned. You lot you've already started your excuses saying, oh well, if he wins one trophy,
spent $1 billion.
It spent $1 billion.
That was the first one.
But your main argument has been he can't win a trophy. The moment he does that, you love now changing the goalposts of he should be he should be able to win more than one trophy. That's what I've got an issue with. Like I said,
let me tell you what I've got an issue with then, Stricto.
But
let me tell you what I've got an issue with.
So strong, yeah, that
I
you
want to know.
can't see.
Would you admit you got it wrong with Arteta?
You lot actually speak more of Arteta than we do. You lot speak more about Arteta than we do.
Hang on a minute. Let me just come in, right? Because you've said about I'm negative and all that. Let me give you a rundown of my history. Okay?
No, I never said negative.
No, yes, you did. Yes, you did. No, yes, you did. Don't backtrack. All right.
I did not say negative.
You listen to me. 52 years I've been supporting this club over land and sea.
I didn't say negative.
All right.
I said
52 years I've been supporting this club over land and sea. I was at the Champions League final crying my eyes out, and I did so for after a week. I went to Parma to watch George Graham win our only European Cup final. I've been to every single FA Cup final, okay? And I've also been all around Europe. I've also fought for this club over in the 80s when the ICF stormed the North Bank and we all had to stand there and take it, all right? So before you start rambling about I don't support this club and I don't care if they win or lose, let me tell you something. If you are more of a passionate fan than me and you've got your stars and stripes like I have following this club, then we can have a debate. Until then, I can bring up what I think what's wrong with my football club. And until this manager gets over the line, I am being cautious. I'm not slagging him off. I'm not disrespecting him. In fact, I've seen some fantastic football under this manager. Some of the football he's played has been better than Arsene Wenger's. All right? But what I am saying is I've got a right, because this manager has failed in the past, so I am treading cautiously until he gets us over the line. I think we will win the league. All right? So don't put me in that bracket. And if you do want to put me in the bracket, block 114. You can come along any time and we'll talk then. All right?
DJ, can I ask you one question? If you think
hold on, what was that, DJ? What was that about coming to 114? I'm 114.
Because you put me in a bracket.
No, what's that about 114?
No, we can have a conversation.
Guys, it's never that serious to be personal.
Are you saying man should come and meet you for a scrap?
No. I'm saying it's not a problem.
Chill.
Oh, okay.
52 years, and you're telling me that I don't care about this club and where they come from.
No one's scrapping, man.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
No one's
no one's
scrapping, no one's
scrapping over Arsenal, guys.
No,
Listen,
I didn't understand. It just sounded like,
Disrespectful.
come
Show
and meet
some
me.
one
respect.
second, D.
Show some
BJB,
respect.
1 second. Earlier, you said to me, difference of opinion. You found his difference of opinion disrespectful. The reality is, there's a large portion of the fan base that view the way that you and Kenya and yourself speak, and Lee Gunner and Northside as times as borderline disrespectful towards the manager.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's not personal. What's this about the manager?
Why
Bro,
do
I
you-
couldn't believe
it's
it
not
when I see that
personal.
North guy crying on the street.
Just tell him,
I know
man.
what you're getting at. The fact is, mate, I've said it last week. I'm never going to fail to say it. This is Arsenal Football Club. The biggest star at Arsenal is the club. This fascination about Arteta. Come on, I've seen better managers than Arteta. Do I think he's a good coach? Damn right, I think he's a good coach. I'll be a pork chop not to say he's a good coach. And I'm going to celebrate and in May because I deserve to be there. Because as like DJB, I was in Paris, crying my eyes out when we didn't win the Champions League. I've been down the gauntlet fighting Spurs fans, having bottles thrown at me and throwing them back. So I've got the scars as well. All I'm trying to say when it comes to Mick Arteta, the fact is, greatness, whether you like it or not, Igal, comes with silverware. That's the currency that most fans are interested in. What I want to sort of the facts I want to talk about right now. It seems like the people that have got more kind of upset are the ones that are behind Arteta. We're winning, and yet we've had a heated debate when we're winning because some fans are not behind Mick Arteta, and there's this wrong assumption that we're going to be gutted that Arsenal win the league because we're going to be forced to say praise Arteta. Well, all I've got to say to you is take away yourselves back to the 23-24 season when me, Lee Gunner and Jez did player ratings when we're doing really well. Odegaard got 10 out of 10s. Mick Arteta got 10 out of 10s. So that's not personal. We will praise Arteta when he deserves for his praise. We're not stupid. We know he's a good coach. But at the end of the day, his title is team manager. And whether you like it or not, he has to deliver. Yes, we're in the best position to win the league. And I pray that we win it because, I've been waiting for a long, long time. However, we are being cautious, not because we think, we don't want to backtrack, you don't want to see his flip-flops, because we've been here before. People say that we should have won, that we weren't ready to win the league in 22-23. Well, a lot of Liverpool fans said they weren't ready to win the league last season. But guess what? They won it because when you're in the position to win it, that is the best time to win the league. And we failed. And
we are allowed to enjoy it, though. We are allowed to enjoy it as it's happening. We don't need to.
Absolutely.
I don't want to look back and
Kenny,
we enjoyed it as well. And people saying that,
Christian, finish off that sentence, man.
What's going on?
Respectfully, it's not about you being scarred. We've all been scarred, right? We're all Arsenal. We're all Arsenal fans. When Arsenal don't win, I don't think Igal's outside dancing and
I don't think.
I know you're not either. What I'm strictly saying is, I don't care what side anybody's on in respect to the manager or the club. What I'm saying is, when I hear people say it's fans like you or this, that is a big disrespect because I'm sorry, no matter what any of us do sat in this panel, the club will do what they do. There's nothing we can do to change that. Whether you're Arteta in or Arteta out, there's nothing you and I sitting here can do to change that. Because at the end of the day, we are just fans. So when someone says, "Oh, it's club," is fans like
the fans
like me doing what? What could I do? What? Because I'm on the same side as you. That's what I've never understood.
No. I do take that on board. I do take it on board because I suppose I've been guilty of that, but that was not so much towards Arteta because Arteta is a minor to me in terms of like personal. But with Arsene Wenger, it's bloody personal. When the club was in the mud and that man was destroying our club left, right, and centre, and fans were condoning him. Yes, I did have a problem because despite the fact Arsene Wenger won a lot of trophies in his last 10 years, it was a disgrace. So I had every right. If I saw my club getting destroyed and being a laughingstock in Europe and in the Premiership, and I saw fans saying, "Oh, he can have a job for life," Damn right, I was saying fans like that, but I never said it during the Arteta years. It's Arsene Wenger I've got a beef with. Arteta's a minor, but what my beef with Arteta wasn't him. It's the fact I want a big name to get that job, because I think Arsenal, a club befitting of our stature, should have a big name. In terms of what you said,
Arteta's one of the biggest name managers out there right now.
About
Ken, can I ask you? Do you watch Arteta's interviews?
Let me land. In terms of what you said about us, me being entitled, and all Arsenal fans being entitled. Damn right, I'm entitled. I support the third biggest club in the country. Damn it! Of course, I want. I demand premierships. I demand Champions Leagues. A club of our size hasn't won the Champions League. I've got one final and 2 semi-finals. That's a bloody disgrace. Of course, I'm going to be angry because I support the third biggest club in the country, and I want trophies that befit that. I want the same sort of trophies that Man United were getting in their pomp, and I want Liverpool getting in their pomp. What's wrong with that? Own it.
Let this last question land, and then we'll do the super chats and get out of it. Dan, what was your question, bruv?
I was just going to ask him, does he watch Arteta's interviews? Do you watch his, like every time, like today, I've watched Arteta's interview.
No, I don't. Look, you're positive, Dan.
Just trying to get.
No, I'll probably tell you. I have to admit, we all started off as Wenger fans. When Wenger first came to the club, I'll be the first one to admit that I used to say to people, my mum, I used to say to my brother, I said, look, can you just be quiet? Arsene Wenger's talking. Because we all had that Wenger effect. When Wenger stopped being great, that's when I kind of thought, you know what? It is what it is. I just want you to get on the go. I don't watch the interviews. I just watch the football. So I'll be honest, I don't watch his interviews. I didn't watch the.
If he wins trophies, would you watch his interviews? If he wins the league this year, will you watch him next year?
Does that matter?
I just want to win.
No, I'm just asking. I'm just trying to get people's.
Hey, I'm too busy to watch interviews. I'm too busy celebrating or crying my eyes out if we lost. I don't want to watch his interviews.
Why do we have to watch his interviews?
I'm celebrating.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking the question. I didn't say you have to. I'm asking, do you watch the interviews? It's yes or no.
I see where you're coming from, Dan. In all respects, mate, you're trying to just turn it between us and like making it personal between us and Arteta. I don't hardly watch any interviews. I've never watched interviews. I watch the football and I watch how we play, and I look at the facts. I don't care if.
Look, my old man. He's always obviously Wenger.
Yeah, no. I'll be honest with you.
What
Some of the things he says in interviews are really, really good. Some of them are really crazy, but it is what it is.
So
that's what all managers do it. All managers, not just him. Some managers come out with good stuff. Some managers come out with bad stuff. But
okay, let me do these supers and then we'll get out of it. Big up to Lee for the raid, by the way. Absolute ledge guns. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Nettweed is saying the E changed my mind. Second is fine. Gal in May, mate. Oh, he's saying you changed your mind. Yeah, we've done that. Igal's answered that one. Big up to you, Netweed. Amrit says stay humble, Igal. Cliff says if Arteta is one of the best in the world, then how comes he's got no trophies? I mean, he has got one trophy.
Four of them are coming this season.
Well, 1 second. Are you guys magically gonna say Arteta's an elite manager when we win the league?
I will say that. I will say he's an elite manager. Yeah, because I feel like he's got.
Because this applies to this comment. Because he super chatted about no trophy.
Yeah, but I just need him to win a trophy first.
All right.
Well, personally, Gal, I'll answer that question. You know my feelings. I couldn't give a damn about the Champions League. I want the league because I think if you win the league, there's no dispute whether you're the best or not.
No, Kenny.
I'm sorry, I couldn't give a damn about the Champions League.
I want the Champions League, man. I want the Champions League.
I couldn't care less about the Champions League. You guys might want it, and I'll celebrate.
Big ears, bro. Big ears, Kenny. Come on, big ears. Me and you spoke about it, bro. Big ears, bro. Come on.
You're the best team. You're one of the best teams in Europe if you win the league. If you win your championship.
I agree, but
you know what's going to happen? If we get far in the Champions League and we win the league, they're going to say, oh.
What was that one?
No,
Chelsea won the league with 72 goals, was it?
Yeah, this one is Chelsea won the league with 72 goals, United with 68 goals, Arsenal went invincible on 73 goals. The defense and control of games wins you titles. We scored 91 goals, but we didn't win anything. Basically, he's saying you can go and do all this, but you've got to have balance. And he's saying we didn't have balance. But look, I think there was other reasons that we weren't just the balance of the team. But I understand what Gil is saying.
Hey, guys, I'm going to say this once. I'll say it once again. It's illegal bus for you, mate. If we win the league, I wouldn't give a monkeys if we don't win the Champions League. You heard it first.
Hey,
Clip it up.
I know Kenny's singing Super Mick if we win the league. Don't worry.
We'll all be singing it, man.
You come here, you actually come here, wind me up or something.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can sing the
I'm not
manager.
singing. I don't sing for players or managers. I sing for my club.
I've never heard
Yeah,
Kenny sing.
North London
sing
forever.
that.
The only reason why I want to win the Champions League is because it's pure and simple. It's the one we haven't won, and it's
Exactly.
like
And it shuts everyone up.
all the teams lord it over us.
Cliff
No,
says
it's all
FFS comparing a geezer who's only proved he can get us over the line to Arsene Wenger. I've been an Arsenal fan since Chippy Brady. Love my club. Love every victory. Arteta gets his flowers when he gets us a trophy. I'm the same. I'm exactly the
That's
same.
big
I'm
up,
not-
Just on that one, Dan, just quickly.
Yeah.
I understand people need him to win the trophy to give him his flowers, whatever, fine. But how can some people not understand why people already give him flowers and believe in him and think he's a
No,
great
I
coach?
agree.
He
I
was
think they're
literally one Manchester City loss away from winning a Premier League title. All
And he
right, he lost
deserved
it.
praise,
You know what I mean?
Christian. He does.
89
He
points,
does.
most goals ever scored.
We
What he's
don't
got
make the
to-
rules up. We don't make the rules. The rules are
No, we
set
don't
by
at all.
us
And I'm
back
not
on
saying
Even
you
if
have
someone
to give
takes
flowers.
over, he's left
To
the
not
team in great stead.
understand why people give him flowers
No
to
one's
me.
taking over. He's winning everything.
No,
He
Tell him
he
we
gets
go.
his flowers. At the end of the day, Arteta will get his flowers because simple reasons that look, we were embarrassed. I was having a conversation with you, Strix, wasn't it? Oh, fair. When we were talking about the defenders we had, 10 years ago compared to what we got now. It's night and day. Of course, he's going to get praise for that because he gives us a bit of organisation. The players seem to like him, but the problem is that we're in a ruthless business, man. As good as we've been, we haven't been good enough, and that unfortunately, history only talks about the winners. It's a
Do you
horrible
think we
thing
are
to
good
say.
enough now? You believe we'll do it this season?
There's not. I think it. Well, I'm going to answer this, and if it sounds like waffle, please cut in if you must. I'm going to
Sounds
say
like
one.
waffle.
I'm going to
Already
say.
it sounds like
I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to be in Martian. But what I will say is that I've never seen a team looking this compact not win the league in my
There you
life.
go.
Go on, Kenny. There
There you
you go. We got it out of him.
So
Yo,
that-
DJB, are you gonna call him?
I think we got
One second. DJB, are you gonna call Kenny?
I
in a
said
minute?
that last week. I said
Miguel,
on
I
the show
said it
last week.
earlier on. I said I
You
think
want
we've
to
got a
show
great
said it
job.
last week.
No, but you know what you
More
did?
positive.
I took it personal because you're like, Eagles fans like you is the reason why Arsenal get a bad name. Can Kenny go in that bracket now?
You go on it. I listen.
it's not-
If you watch my streams, I never mention you, my friend. So I mean,
No, you
I
just
don't
said
know
it
where that-
earlier
I
in
don't
the
know where
stream.
that's
You
come
said it
from,
earlier in the
right?
stream.
But
You said it
listen,
earlier in the stream
I
too.
am more positive this season. Than
Positive
I've been in a
DJB.
long
Come
time.
on, we got it out of them.
I think the question is,
all I've said was, is there's nothing wrong though with being cautious, is there? Because
I think that's
being,
fair.
listen, being an Arsenal
Hey, bro.
fan goes back years. We've
I
had it
don't know what
before.
cautious is,
Oh,
man.
but it's typical Arsenal, and I've been doing this with George Graham, and it's typical. Liverpool's lost, and we've drawn, or we've lost. You've got to be cautious. Part of being an Arsenal fan is being cautious.
Hey, DJB,
You know,
I'll
it's
tell you
in your
something.
DNA. But
In
what
my
I'm
personal-
trying to say is there's been mistakes in previous seasons. We can't put that under the carpet. There has been mistakes.
I
made by
agree.
the
I agree.
manager.
I think anybody who's saying that
That's
the
all
league's
I'm
done
doing.
now is crazy, and anyone says we can't win it because Arteta's not good enough is crazy. We can all say, my opinion is I'm still not convinced he can do it, or my opinion is it's ours this season. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. That's truly your opinion. Where I don't get, and I still don't know the answer to, and I won't bring it up again because I thought there was going to be a fight on the panel, was what we're actually supposed to be massively arguing about, really.
There were no
So,
fight.
I don't know. We'll see. But let me put a
We're
Spurs
arguing about
Hey,
Big
can I
up
just
to
say
you,
something?
Spurs Crusade.
Can I just say something, man? Sorry to cut in.
Shout
I
out to
love
the
the
Spurs
fight.
fan.
I love a good debate. I think all grown men should have a good
Of
argument.
course, man. Yeah, it's all love, man.
Been a good
Jesus.
chat.
Hey,
Been a good
It's
debate.
Well, we're doing it, innit?
I was gonna say something
Everyone-
before
What do people
before
want?
DJB finished. DJ, I want you to know something. Personally, I am willing to take the risk of looking like an idiot at the end of the season because I believe this team is that good. And in my personal life, I've always been a kind of person that takes a risk. I wouldn't be in the UK if I didn't friggin' take the risk of going into a long distance relationship and getting married to a woman across the country, across the world. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, I'm willing to take those risks.
Yeah, but can I just say, look,
man,
it's
you're
not-
allowed to support, man. You're
I'm
allowed
not-
to believe in your
listen,
team.
listen,
You're
Go on,
allowed to
Gal.
put your chest out. Honestly,
I'm
man,
not-
believe, support. Don't let anyone bring you down, bro.
No,
Honestly,
no,
Hey, that was a
Gal,
big, Gal, that was a big risk.
Gal,
That was a
Ken,
big,
can I
I
just-
big
genuinely love the way you support.
Can I just
bro.
say
There's
this?
nothing wrong
Can
with
I
it.
can I
Yeah,
just
Don't
say
let
this?
anyone. DJ,
Listen.
one sec. I just want to
Sorry,
say this because I feel like a lot of fans get stick for believing and supporting. There's
100%.
nothing wrong with it. Dan as well, man. Like Stricto, the way you support, bro. Dan at times, like there is nothing wrong with sticking your chest out and believe. This is what we're in football for.
Exactly.
To believe, to feel good, to watch our team and
Exactly.
actually think we can win. Well, now we're in a position where we actually can win. Do it,
Yeah.
man. Let's believe in this
Exactly.
team. Why not?
But
No,
what,
I agree with
what
that, I
I'm
agree
saying
with
is,
that.
what I'm
I
saying
agree with
is, I won't. If we don't win nothing, I'm not going to come on and do all that. And all that. It's not me. It's not me. If we don't win, I'll be absolutely gutted. I'll probably won't be streaming on nothing for months. I'll be absolutely thinking, how the fuck we ain't won nothing with this squad? Come on, man. But I
Nah,
honestly
fact.
do believe we're going to win something. I really do believe we're going to win something. But you know, and I just hope.
And come
I just
January, you're gonna know which one.
hope we
I
get
only,
there.
I only want the Premier League. I don't care about any other trophy but the Premier League. I won't.
I
lie.
want the Champions League, Kenny. That's one I want.
Premier League.
Yeah,
You're
I'll
best.
take,
David
I'll
Ryan
take
for
any.
the
I'm
season.
starving over him, man. I'll take anything.
Take
Let me
him
do
on
these
both.
super quick.
How about
Spurs
both? Yeah, how
Crusade,
about
big
both?
up to you, bro. Much
Yeah.
appreciated. I know you're a Spurs
About
fan,
all
but I really
four.
appreciate that. I think it's fair to super chat as well here. Your only weakness, in my opinion, is your mentality. To be fair, I don't think
From
that's
the
a
fan
mad thing
base.
to
From the
say.
fan base.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh.
There we go. Strictly no, zero argument, strictly blind Arteta fan. And Glider says, DJB and Kenny, since you judge managers based on trophies, would you swap Arteta for Ten Hag?
No,
Oh, what happened?
no.
No.
No, you know.
You swap
Because I
Arteta
don't
for
think
Simeone.
nothing. It's not a Ten Hag and Arteta thing. I just don't think
Yeah.
Ten Hag is good enough to manage Arsenal football
Would you
club.
swap Arteta for Simeone?
Right now.
would
Right
take it.
now, right
Yeah.
now, right now.
He's still a great manager,
No,
isn't Simeone?
could
He's
you
still a
are,
great
would you?
manager,
Not,
isn't he?
not what
Isn't he?
what
I'm
the
just asking,
position
I'm
are.
asking your opinion.
No, but the position. The
Built in
position
Arteta's
we are in
image.
at the
Surely you
moment-
wouldn't swap him for anyone in the world right now.
I wouldn't
swap him for
I wouldn't
Pep.
sack Arteta until what he does in
No,
May,
no, the
personally.
position
I would.
we're in at the moment. Cool. At the moment.
What
of course you
about-
would.
what about-
What-
Not for
Right,
Pep
what
Guardiola.
about Arteta for Joey Guardiola? What about Joey Guardiola? and
Pep
Arteta?
Guardiola is the only manager better than him and Luis Enrique. That's it.
What if Klopp comes out of retirement?
No.
Fair enough.
Arteta will always be in Igal's eyes the perfect manager. That's what it is. He
No,
will
no,
always
there's two
doesn't have to
better.
win anything. Doesn't have to win anything. Just be there and look smart, look good looking. And
No, he
Igal's
has to
the
win.
guy.
He has, once again, he has
That's
to
Let
what
me
it
win.
ask you a question, Miguel. Yeah, have you ever wanted Arteta out?
Bro,
Over my dead body.
there was one point where I said to myself, I wouldn't be surprised if he got sacked. It was after we lost the first 3 games of the season before we signed Odegaard and Ramsdale and all those guys.
Amazon, yeah.
But after that game versus the Man City game, when it came to like after we drew against Everton, I was like, these players are still fighting for him. I'm like, you know what? I was wrong to say this guy's gonna get sacked. I believe this team is still fighting for him. They're still backing him. I thought he lost the dressing room at that point, but it clearly wasn't the dressing
Igal,
room.
just quickly, Igal, who are the top 5 managers in the world with Arteta? Who are the other 4? Arteta's one.
No,
Arteta's number 5.
Once again, Arteta's top 5, but I wouldn't say he's 4 or 5.
He's
So-
number 5. He ain't won anything.
No, he's number 3.
No, he's number 5. He ain't
No,
won
he's number
anything.
3. Guess
No.
what? It's about what you are as a manager over the last couple of years. So I would say I would put him 4th, maybe. I would put only Enrique, Pep, and Hansi Flick ahead of him. That's it.
Xabi Alonso, Carlo Ancelotti, Antonio Conte.
No, I think Xabi Alonso and Arteta are on the same level. But I personally would have Arteta ahead of him because he's doing it in the Premier League, not in the Bundesliga. As for Conte and all these other guys, I think that Conte's shown in the Premier League when he had Spurs that he's below Arteta at this moment in time. What he's doing
And
in the Serie A,
Arne Slot was better, but now he's not because in these 9 games he's looked bad.
Arne Slot showed that he can't solve problems. He has a much better squad than
the
last
same
year.
amount of trophies as Arteta, though.
Who?
Glasner won the same amount of trophies as Arteta.
Guess what? Harry Kane has a lot less trophies than a lot of other strikers.
I'm
across
joking.
Europe.
I'm
He's still a
joking.
better
Joe. Don't
striker.
take that personal. I'm joking. Come on, man. I'm joking.
Igal, I love you,
Listen,
Igal.
it's all good at the moment. It's all good.
Oh,
Of course
hang on it. hang on,
We're top three. We're top three.
Gal, can I just a point of information?
Yeah.
If you win one of the big trophies in Europe and you go unbeaten, I think Xabi Alonso is just a little bit ahead of Arteta. That's my humble opinion.
Who?
Sorry. Xabi Alonso is a bit ahead of Arteta. Of his
Oh,
achievements.
by the way, I don't rate.
He broke the sort of stranglehold in the Bundesliga of Bayern Munich. So I think Arteta's number 5.
All right, let's see what he
Big
does
up to
with
Big
Real
Steve
Madrid.
in the chat, man. Big up to Big
What
Steve.
would you?
Make sure
Can
show
I
some
just?
love.
Sorry, Dan. I've got to ask you, Gal, something. What would
Go
you
on, go
class
on.
as failure this season, though, Gal?
Sorry.
If say we don't win the Premiership, but we win the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, would that be failure to you with his team and manager?
Bro,
I'm just
if we
asking
don't-
a question.
1 second. If we don't win the league, that is the ultimate failure this season.
Right. So if we don't win the league, but we win the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, then that's it.
If we don't win the league or Champions League, the season's a failure. Simple.
And would you then change the manager?
We could win a League Cup, FA Cup double. The season's still a failure.
So would you then change the manager at the end of the season?
No, because he's the second best manager in the world, so he can't, DJ.
1
He's the
second.
second best manager in the world.
If Arsenal was to not win the league or Champions League this season, we should discuss it. But at this moment in time, I don't think that's going to be a problem because we're going to win the league comfortably. And the Sharks, I see Steve. I'm sorry, bro. Those Sharks are guppies this year.
Oh, Steve, I'd love to get him to jump on right now, man. But that would cause another hour of chaos.
We don't need that, man.
Look, man, no one needs that. Listen, we are going to close, man. Have I got any more supers? Yeah, there's one more that's come in from Joe. Hope you're well, Joe. Big up down in the panel. Do you think that Gyökeres starts or Havertz gets back in when it's fit? Just quickly, what do we think? Anyone can answer. Do we think that Havertz is going to actually have a chance of starting when he comes in?
I think that will
playing
help.
the way he's playing now. Havertz will get a lot of minutes. Don't
I
get me
think
wrong.
he will help
I
our
haven't got on
fitness.
Gyökeres' back because we've been winning. But in terms of performances we want to see from our number 9 big money signing, you need to see more. So if he keeps performing like this, Havertz starts starting games.
Who's a better footballer, Christian?
Better footballer.
Yeah.
If I'm not Havertz's biggest fan, and I'm also haven't been overly impressed by Gyökeres since he's come in. But like I said, I'm not getting on his back because we've been winning games. If we were losing games, I would probably be on Gyökeres' back for the performances we've seen. Yeah, I think it's close. I don't think either of them are in any conversations towards being world class, or I don't think either of them are going to get
technically better.
25 goals.
Who's technically better at this level?
Havertz is technically better, of course he is.
It is probably Kai Havertz.
But
I think Gyökeres will get goals just
inside.
because he gets in positions. I think when we click a bit more going forward, I think he'll get on the end of things. But yeah, probably Kai Havertz, which again tells you that we probably still have a problem in that position.
Could
I
we
think
play
Gabriel
Havertz and
Jesus
Gyökeres
is better
together
than
though?
both.
Because I think Gyökeres needs someone to feed off of. I think sometimes Gyökeres is a bit isolated, like the midfield's too far away. Could there ever be a opportunity where Havertz and Gyökeres plays in the same team?
It'd be a handful, I'll tell you that.
It could do.
No, man.
But I think similar to how Chelsea have had an issue with João Pedro playing every single game, I think Gyökeres playing every single game for us in the league, in the Champions League, everything, taking that pressure off him having to play every single game and just focus on playing maybe every other game, we'll get a better Gyökeres and we'll get a better Eze. And with both of them fit, you'll see them competition for places. We'll get similar performances to what we have with Calafiori and Miles Lewis-Skelly. It will just raise the levels. We have such a deep squad that when we have some of these players fit, it will raise the levels of every single individual and it will put fire under them.
We also don't know what Kai Havertz we're going to see. This guy's had
we
a
sign-
couple of bad injuries now. We don't know how he's going to come back.
Why did we sign Gyökeres if we all on the panel think Havertz is better? I'm
Because
confused.
Gyökeres ain't
I don't
doing
think
it.
One second.
Gyökeres
We signed
is not better.
Gyökeres.
He's pretty low.
Not
One
a
second.
better
We signed
striker.
Gyökeres for
My
his.
personal opinion, I have to be honest with myself, and I can't speak for everyone on the panel. Right, if I was to put the bath on, the tap's a bit warm at the moment. There's no hot water coming out from Gyökeres. If you don't mind me saying so, use those terms. So he's done nothing to suggest that Havertz, should be consigned to the waste bin. But it's early days.
I don't want to be negative, right? Look, we're in a good place. I'm not trying to bring these negatives, but if we're having an honest chat, the player I thought we were getting in Gyökeres was a bagsman. Creates chances, gets on the end of things, one touch, bang, it's in the back of the net. I thought the player was going to be here. The player that I've seen so far has been here.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
my honest assessment. I
I'm with
haven't been
Christian.
particularly
Yeah.
impressed at all.
I agree.
But I don't
Not that
think
he
that
won't come
Havertz.
good.
I don't think
He's only been
Havertz is
9.
right up here though.
Can I say
I
one
don't
thing
think
about
much-
Gyökeres
No,
to
the
defend him?
facts are is we've had Havertz for a couple of years and we've not won the league. Havertz runs towards our goal, Gyökeres runs towards their goal. That's the main difference with both
I
players.
agree.
So the difference is he's scored 1 and 2 so far, regardless of what we thought he was at Isaac and Haaland. He scored 90 odd goals in 2 years. That's who we back.
5 and 13.
Doesn't matter. That's who we back. We've tried it with Havertz for 2 years. It hasn't worked. So he's a bench player. Martinelli is a bench player. Trossard is a bench player. These are bench players. Don't get carried away with thinking that Gyökeres needs to now be on the bench and Havertz comes in. Havertz is a bench.
No, Martinelli or Trossard, one of them.
Guys, I think we're kind of forgetting one thing.
What will happen is when Odegaard comes back, Eze will go to the left.
Yeah. Okay,
that's what's going to happen. So don't get carried away thinking that Havertz is now good enough because you think that Gyökeres he
no, but he can
scored
still be for sure.
But I'm saying Havertz ain't good enough. That's it. So he's a bench player. He can come on and change games at times. But don't.
Do you know
start
why I'm
comparing
disappointed, D?
Gyökeres.
Do you know why I'm disappointed with Gyökeres? Because it sounds like a mad statement again. I think if Marino had played up front, started up front, and played all the minutes that Gyökeres has played so far, he'd probably have more goals.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. We had Marino. We had Marino.
For Spain in playing internationally.
But it's not about whether he had more goals. What the point is, we had Marino up front last season, scoring goals, and we won nothing. And he was in the business.
I'm not saying I want Marino up front. I'm just comparing Gyökeres. I'm just saying what I see with Gyökeres.
Yeah, but Gyökeres runs towards goal. These guys, they invert and they play backward. We don't get into it. Don't fall for the trap of thinking we need to play players that haven't won.
Let me break this down in the easiest way possible. A wise man told me earlier in the season when people were first concerned about Gyökeres and Havertz, we did not sign Gyökeres for his first touch. We signed him for his final touch. He's a better shooter than everybody we have in our team. I don't think we've had him in enough opportunities to actually use that final touch, that final shot in the final third enough. And that's on us to find better ways to get him open and find better ways to play to his strengths. So as much as I big up the manager and everybody else, I think as a collective, the players on the team and the manager have not utilized him to his best of abilities yet. And if you want to say Havertz would be a better fit right now, yes, because he has a better first touch, he has a better all-around game. But we signed Gyökeres for his final touch, not his first touch. And if he's in that final, and if he's the final player to get onto the ball, I have more faith he's going to score than anybody else in this team.
That's fair. I really hope you're right. I'm just saying what I'm seeing right now.
On a football level, I'm with Christian.
I'm not writing him off.
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
I'm not writing him off.
But I'm with D that I don't want Havertz back in the
He ain't good enough. He's done it for 2 years. He ain't good enough. Havertz
Again, I said I'm not a big fan of Havertz, which is
I
agree with you that you're not a big fan of Havertz.
Do you reckon Madueke could play out on the left when he's fit? Do you reckon you'll put Madueke on the left?
DJB, I was thinking this earlier. I don't think we have seen Arsenal's plan or Arteta's plan coming into the season because of the injuries to Madueke, Saka, and everybody else. I don't think we've actually seen what our best 11 is going to be. Right now, I think this whole season, we have been fighting fires in the left wing, in the right wing, in the midfield, and constantly trying to find ways to work it out. But I do think come the end of the season, Madueke will make a name for himself either as a starter on the left wing or coming in as a rotation for Saka.
There's two really good super chats here, actually, that I'll bring up to close, right? And informed Jesus is better than both of them. To be fair, when he was come to Arsenal, I thought he was unbelievable.
He ain't good enough either.
No, I agree. I don't think he is.
And this one is interesting. Jesus at his best, 100%.
Yeah.
Jesus never got injured. We would have 2 league titles right now.
He don't score goals. He's not good enough.
Really?
Yeah.
He ain't good enough.
We're still scoring goals, though.
No. If Jesus didn't get injured at the World Cup, we would have won that league.
We do play our best football with Jesus in it.
And if Jesus would have stayed fit last season or the season prior, you would have potentially seen us win something else. Yeah. I think
there's an opportunity for our left-hand side, though, because
it's Eze.
But look, boys, there's going to be 60 games. So if we Havertz and Jesus could still have a big role to play this season.
Yeah, like
January. That's the answer.
Unpopular opinion. I think Jesus is gone.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You think he's gone?
Yeah,
As in
I
he'll
think
never play
he
for us
doesn't
again.
kick another ball for Arsenal. We
Yeah,
sell
I'm
him
not
in
sure.
January, and he probably wants to get first team football to try to see if he can make
No,
the
no,
result.
no, that won't happen. He's come out and said that he only sees himself at Arsenal. He actually said his contract finishes in 2027, and if I don't get another one, I'll still be here till
No,
2027.
but if there's a team in Italy telling him, Jesus, come over and we'll start you week in, week out, and you could potentially force your way into the Brazil team, I think he'll do that.
And they're
I
not
think
going to pay
if
him what we're
gets any
paying him.
money for
I
him,
don't
it's a
think he goes.
miracle.
He's on 265 a week, bro. Or
Exactly.
I
He's
know,
staying at
but
Arsenal till
but
2027.
he's still a quality player. He's
Yeah,
still a
but
quality
Arteta
player.
loves him. There's no way he's
Well, we
going to
don't
let him
know
go.
if he
We're fighting on all four
He's-
fronts. There's
he's
no
not
way.
We
they're
don't
good
gonna
know
let
what
him
player's
go.
going to come back. This
He ain't
guy's
good
had
enough.
injury after injury, ACL after. Do you know what I mean?
Most
Like,
of them not
I
good enough.
think
They've
he's-
been for
I
years.
think
They're
he's
not
good enough. I think he's good enough
Be a
to go
squad player,
to.
Pete.
I think he's good enough to go to AC Milan and be one of their best players and
Who
smash
cares?
it.
We're not AC Milan.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
good enough to be a squad player
Okay.
for Arsenal. Let's be real.
We got this super chat. It says put Havertz in Portugal, start him every game. He won't score over 20 goals, which to be fair, I think is a fair shout. But look, people, it's gone. We're nearly
Portuguese
done
league
3
is looking
hours. It's
suspect.
mad. Big up to every single one of you that's been here. It's been an unbelievable show, a great debate, superb. Superb this one.
You know what,
Great
Dan?
panel.
I can't believe that we've done 2.5 hours and we've won the game. And we're winning
It's
games.
crazy.
I
It's crazy.
don't know
It's
how
crazy.
it got to this. Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
do you-
Igao
I don't know
came
how we
on.
got to this, but you know.
Igao came on. That's
Do you know?
right.
Do you
I
know
didn't
how
even had
unbearable?
dinner
Do you
yet.
know how unbearable guys were after the Man City game, and the Liverpool
Tell me
game?
about it.
Oh my God! Now look back at that. That was silly.
Is there anything wrong with that?
Do you know what, though?
You know
I
something?
think we're the
There
only
is.
fan base
There
that has these debates and we're top
There
of the
is.
league.
There
mate.
is. There
I
is.
don't know any
Because
fan base
the
like
reason
it.
why there is the same way
Right.
you guys are telling me to calm down right now. I was trying to tell you guys to calm down after one drop point.
Yeah, you're
versus
right, though.
Liverpool.
It works both ways. But the fact is that this is a season, when you look at the money we spent and the fact that in a lot of people's eyes, even our eyes, we're in a sort of last chance saloon. We're a big club, man. A draw's even a crisis, and a loss is a crisis. That's the way we get. That's the way they are. I know you call it Standard FC, and you're probably right, but that's football, man. Arsenal got to win every game. It's a
I
must.
think we're all so desperate to win something, though. I think that's what it is. Arsenal fans are just so desperate to win something. It's kind of like any little chink and it's like a crisis. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, that's
You
what
know?
happens when you support Arsenal, man. This
Yeah,
one comes
exactly.
in lastly. Look at our XG. Gyökeres will never be unlocked until we play quicker transition, faster passes, which I think we need Ødegaard to unlock. I actually will say this. I thought one of Gyökeres' better games was when Ødegaard was on the pitch. I must say that. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But look, man, make sure you're following everybody. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on this one. We've had well over 1,000 people watching throughout the whole time, which is brilliant. Make sure you're showing some love to OK Jerseys and our sponsors, Match Bingo, which is live in the chat now. Make sure you've downloaded it and use the code POTS and you'll get a discount when you play on your football games, Match Bingo. Make sure you're following Christian Ty on all social media platforms and YouTube. Make sure you're following DJB Arsenal Huddle, Kenny Ken on Instagram, Famzone TV, D, and the boys over there. Subscribe to Stricto Strict on TikTok, YouTube, and all social media. Make sure you're following Positive Dan on Gooners Therapy, and make sure you're also following Igal on Igal Talks Football on all platforms as well. Big up to every single one of you. We're going to send you over to Northside, who's about to go live now. So go show him some love, and we will see you next time. We're out of here, people. Layers.
We're going to win the league.